Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today, quite earlier than usual, I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online, and as I do a little bit of traveling here, I will go ahead and talk a bit about what I'm going to be doing. So, we're going to Moria on the Minstrel, and the reason I was here in Rivendell, or just traveled to Rivendell, is I forgot if there was a swift travel to Moria, but there's not. At least one that I have unlocked. I didn't think there was, but thought I'd check on the possibility because it's just going to take a moment to get into Moria, but that is okay. But yeah, as my last stream with the Minstrel, I was having a lot of fun on him, and for some reason lately just have been in the mood to play both Minstrel and Lore Master, but at the moment, more so with the Minstrel, so I'm quite excited today to be getting into Moria, and as I titled the stream, I think I titled it this, yes, a light in the dark. Minstrel, all their things are light. All their damages, all their damaging abilities do light damage. So we're basically bringing the light to Moria, and hopefully the darkness there won't oppress us too much. I won't be questing through all of Moria though, not like a complete playthrough of the zone. I also intend to skip the book quests because I'm not a big fan of them in Moria. Some people are, and that's okay, but for this character, I don't plan to do that, even though I actually have one of those right here. And what I'm thinking is I will try to start in the middle of Durin's Way. If I have to start at the beginning, that's okay, but when we get to Moria, we will see. I actually want to try something. I've maybe tried this way back in the day, but I'm going to try to cross the scary lake. I don't think you can. Like, I think there's a reason besides the whole tentacle monster being in there. I think there's actually probably something in the game blocking you from doing that, but I really do forget, so thought I'd try. Okay, so far it seems like you can just swim across. Interesting. There's Durin's door that we're going to do. But yeah, as far as where I wanted to start was I was going to try to skip straight to the stone hall here, Yazargund, and start Durin's Way from that spot, because when I have done Moria recently, it's usually been like the first half of Durin's Way, and then I just never do the later part of the zone, which I have in the past at least found to be interesting, and in particular that middle part. Not to take away from the far eastern part, but the middle part I definitely have found fun in the past, so looking forward to getting back to doing that, at least to start today. And hello, Brandon Joyce. And Mr. Alex, man, you said you need to do the book quest so you can unlock skirmishes. That is true. And if you do all the book quests, you also get a trait point, but I will be skipping that on this character. Also, something I just remember as I'm getting to Moria is I actually wanted to do something before I started questing. This character's still wearing his basic outfit, which I actually kind of like for a minstrel, but I thought I would try to get something different. There are a couple places in Bree that I can look for a new, what I would consider decent, like, minstrel outfit that would be completely different from what I would wear on other characters. So I thought we could spend a little bit early today looking into that and then getting to questing. Also, for just some general things with the stream, since I am doing it early, that does mean I have like time to play today, but I am estimating like maybe it'd be good for me to wrap this up around 2 p.m. my time, which would be about 3 hours from now. I actually started this stream for once early. Like, I scheduled it for 11 a.m. and it's still not even 11 yet. It's 10:59. And Pia, you're wondering if I like Moria, and I actually do like Moria. I used to hate Moria. It used to be my least favorite thing in the game, like by far. But nowadays, I like Moria a lot more. I always do forget, though, how difficult travel is between Ekkedunnen and Moria. Once you get to Moria, you don't really have to go back to Ekkedunnen, but there's a reason I wanted to go there and might still want to go back to Ekkedunnen today, and that is because there is the infused garnet quest. I think that's the one that would be there, but there are some of those daily quests that get you legendary item things, and with the new LI system it is updated so it can get me LI stuff, but they're just kind of fun repeatable things to do, almost mission like, to be honest. So yeah, outside of even just playing the Minstrel, I am excited to do the questing in Moria, especially questing that I have not done as much. So I was thinking for this character, kind of planning out what exactly I want to do with him while I'm in Moria. And I was thinking, I've done Silvertine Lodes a lot. I've done the Waterworks is probably my least favorite zone in Moria. Great Delving I've also done a lot. Durin's Way I've done the western half a lot and have only done this, well, a lot fewer times. I don't even know how many times I've gone through the entire quest on the east side of Durin's Way. Zelamalek I have not done much, but I finally did that again on, at least partially did it, or even mostly did it, I have no idea, but I did it on a recent character. Somewhat recent. And Redhorn Lodes, Flaming Deeps, I like both of those zones, but I'm not sure if I will quite get to them on this character because I also wanted to do Nudmalek, and Foundations of Stone wouldn't be bad to do. I've done part of the questing in Foundations of Stone, I know, on my, I think it was on my Warden on Anor. So, I could do these dailies as well. These ones are just conveniently located because they're right here. I know the training hall is a super easy, quick one to do, so we could actually go ahead and do that, and then maybe I'll look for an outfit. My inventory is getting quite full on this character as well. Wouldn't it be, I think, a horrible idea to clean it up? Also, I forgot I wanted to get this character some updated gear. He doesn't really need it, but like with basically any MMORPG or RPG type thing, if I can get my character better gear, if I can improve him, I always do want to improve him.
One such has been claimed by the orcs of Moria for a training hall. If the forge is to see service again,
We'll still have to work on the kiting today. That was, if anybody watched the last stream on the Minstrel, it's something I have to get used to, is kiting and using the shift keys, because that's where all my ballads are, and when my calls and cries are on cooldown, that's basically all I have to do. So that's something I'm going to try to get a bit more used to. I might have to just click them though. Might get a little bit dizzy with all the spinning around though. But yeah, there we go. I also realized I cannot actually hear the audio. I was supposed to hear a lot of shouting and... What do I have, a lute? I might look for a different instrument as well just to change it up. I forget where you can actually get different ones. Maybe for at least a cosmetic one, I could probably do the Minstrel vendor, or I could try to craft one on my woodworker. That would be another possibility, but it just require me switching characters. So this character is not a crafter. I forgot I also wanted to get gathering on him. Maybe that's something I can do at just some point later if I really do want to start building this Minstrel up. More of a solo Minstrel. I'm actually not too interested in healing on him. Okay, so I made my map home here. We'll go to Bree and catch up on chat. So yes, the Zocker. It is definitely an early stream for me, 11 a.m., which is probably a more reasonable time for you. And hello, One Girl Games. Also glad you're able to catch a stream. It doesn't happen too often, but I do like to change the times up with my streams. I heard my dishwasher. I think it was doing a draining noise. But yeah, I do like to change up occasionally the times with my streams so different people can catch them. Especially I know EU viewers have commented on this a few times, but my streams are always like too late for them to catch live, at least for some. And hello, Glory Hammer from Germany. You're leveling your Minstrel through Moria right now. Well, I hope you are having fun on yours. I will hopefully be getting to having fun after I get some cosmetics. Let's see, anniversary stuff. I thought this would be a good place to start. I don't necessarily want a set like this, plus I have that already, if I did want that for this character. It's really weird with a Minstrel, but the way I envision an outfit for a Minstrel is actually less set-based. Like oh, you can actually get one of those for just a token? Neat. But yeah, less set-based and more just random pieces stitched together. Like maybe one of these hauberks. Except I don't really like any of those. Ooh, these quivers could be good to get. If you want quivers, This is a great chance to get some different looking quivers. I don't really want those for my minstrel, but that is an option. Get short elven robe, short fancy robe. The short fancy robe, if I wanted this character to look really fancy, it might not be bad. The elven robe is okay, but it's a little bit like plain brown to me. Did I look at the scaled hauberk? Oh, that's because it's dyed gold. I was like, that's really ugly. Actually, navy doesn't look bad with that, but again, for this minstrel, I'm not sure I quite like that. How about waistcoat? Oh, probably not. Haha, something like this could be okay. I feel like that's a decent, like if I was thinking of making a bard, this would look, why is my loot like that? But this would look sort of bard-like. I even like that dyed navy. Navy is also a really easy dye to get. Y'all know I like Heaven Dim Blue. That one almost looks better navy. The only problem with some of these outfits, this one doesn't really run into that, but there are some outfits in the game where I feel like it's a little bit too real life like, and I like wearing different things in game than I'd wear in real life. In particular, there was the lumberjack outfit, the flannel in game, that a lot of people liked, but I wasn't too much into. And Margin, it is 10 p.m. for you. Oh, you've never seen Moria before. Well, hopefully we can get to that somewhat relatively soon. Did I miss all these? I don't really want a robe on this, or a robe. I don't really want a dress on this character, but a robe might not be too bad. Even the dwarf make robe doesn't look horrible. I'm not sure I quite like the chest piece going on with that little vest right there. It's a little asymmetric for me. I could definitely go with this one. Okay, I will get, what do these cost? Steel tokens? I'm totally fine spending steel tokens on cosmetics. So we'll get the, oh, don't want that. I think I'll get the short sleeve Corsair's tunic. This is, for people that maybe don't know, I mentioned places to get cosmetics, and this was the first place I stopped, obviously, but the reason is because I knew with steel tokens there were a bunch of just like random cosmetics, and I felt like that would be perfect for this character. So for people that might want some stuff sort of like this, could almost go with the elven tunic. Oh, that one is plain. Okay, plain isn't necessarily bad. I'm just not sure for this character I quite want that one. Also not sure on that one. And I keep getting sidetracked with where I actually was. I keep finding more and more stuff. Okay, that's all it is for Cosmetics 2 page. And we looked at all Cosmetics 1, I believe. Yep. So the other spot, or one of the other spots I was thinking about looking was, actually could look at the Figments of Splendor. I don't usually spend my Figments of Splendor. So I have a bunch of them, so we can look here. And there's also Myrtle Mint and I think even Curator right now. And the Zocker, I probably will be streaming roughly 3 hours maybe as an estimate, depending how things go, of course. Okay, so Curator has all of this stuff, which is less so the type of stuff I was looking for this character, but some of it could be neat if you have Figments and want to spend it, because the Curator is kind of rare. I've seen it pop up more frequently recently. I actually kind of like that in white. That could be a decent captain, or maybe a guardian. That might look really great on like a dwarf guardian. Once again, though, not the type thing I was looking for this character. Just pet harness. Lots of housing items as well. Probably won't get a steed, although Goat of Beard Mithrin might be neat. And clearly I have a lot of Figments of Splendor. I'm getting close to the cap, actually, where I would have to spend them if I don't want to waste any Figments. Could get there a lot of cosmetic pets if I wanted one of these. Ooh, Black Mastiff could be fun. That's a lot. I see why that's a lot of Figments, just because I feel like it would be a popular one. There are also weapons and shields here. I don't know if I quite want that shield. That shield would match that current outfit, but if I reset and look at the shield options. Kind of like that little one. Bangrist, not a fan of that sword. That's a staff, I believe. And then there's a great axe. That one's kind of boring for me, to be honest. That's a decent sword, but I think it's two-handed. And I think that's it for Figments. For that Figments vendor. There's another one, Myrtle Mint, is the rotating one. Oh, that's going to be the one with the flannel, the lumberjack outfit that so many people wear. I think I have some of, or had some of these random writing pieces. Could get a cat. Make up for no cat being here. There is one above my head though in the tree, in the little cubby hole in it though. The other one I have, oh, she's probably on my bed. But yeah, today, or not today, this time of day is typically nap time for my cats, so they will probably not be here as much. We'll see though. And did I already say hello to Elrose? I meant to, but hello anyway. And Glory Hammer, you love the cosmetic system in LOTRO. Glad you like it. I know some people like it, some people dislike it. But yeah, you have, if you buy all these outfit slots, I did have to buy all these, but you have a lot of options and it's fairly easy to just cosmetically equip something and it doesn't override your armor or anything. So that part of it is definitely nice. Probably hide the shoulder pads, hide the back item with that instrument at least. Whatever sword I have going now, I kind of like it. It's got a nice blade. Would definitely hide the hat. Gloves. Do I even have gloves? I do have gloves. I guess I don't have any cosmetic would be the problem there. Ooh, these stripes. The stripes on the... Hey, there's a cat. The stripes on the pants might end up bothering me. We'll see. And then the other one I wanted was this one. Yes, this one. We'll hide that, hide that, hide that, hide that. Wait, no, I wanted boots. I don't want those boots, but I would like some shoes. Okay, maybe I'll go with this one. And then I wanted some dyes. I don't know if this character has any dyes. He could probably get some if y'all can hear me over the cat. I mentioned cats, and they probably won't be here because it's nap time, and she just had to prove me wrong. So shared storage might have some dyes, but I doubt it. Oh, see? I have the heartwood stuff. I don't even use it, though. But I mainly have those in my storage because if I really wanted Figments of Splendor for something, that way I could disenchant them. And it's a way to, like, if I disenchanted those now, I could be at the cap and run into issues with that. Also, here are a bunch of the dwarf rep items. Might as well go ahead and get those on this character. Don't need to boost rep in Moria. There is plenty of rep to go around. It is one of the few areas where I actually feel like reputation is super easy to get. Especially if you run the instances. Even just running 1 or 2 instances, you might get enough stuff to cap out on them. Claws of the Deep, so I don't have to do that quest. There are plenty of rep items that I don't even have to use the purple ones, I don't think. Could want to use the Matham Hunter's armor since I never did get this character gear. He also has, if I open his year gift boxes, I wasn't planning on doing all this, but it'd be good to do on this character. And if I wanted gear, I could go ahead and open my loot boxes. Because you get, or at least I get for having played however many years, 4 keys. I don't know if which ones they are in. It actually says here 7-year gift box has 1 black steel key. And then one of the ones before that, I think will have 3 black steel keys. That would be the 3-year gift box gives 3 keys. And then year 7 gives 1 key. So if you have up to year 7, you'll get 4 black steel keys. If you're year 3, you'll only get 3. Okay, so no dyes in my shared storage. I definitely have some on some characters. I could also just look on the auction house, see what there is. Doesn't hurt to have an excess of dyes. There's a navy dye right there. I think that's what I wanted anyway. Cat is purring loud now. And we're going to dye the waistcoat, or Corsairs thing. I'll also feel like I belong when I go to Gondor. That doesn't look too bad to me. It's fairly plain outfit, but again, that's what I was envisioning for this character. Probably get rid of my shield, although I like having the shield. It adds, for some reason, I feel like it adds symmetry, and I feel off balance without it, so maybe I do need to look for a better shield. Okay, otherwise, there are some other areas for cosmetics that I can look at. I did want to go to the Minstrel trainer, but I honestly have no idea where they are. But I do know that every class trainers in the training hall. I have no idea how old or new the training hall is, but it exists. There are also training dummies here. They're the type that you go out of combat, I think, every 15 seconds with, but if you just want to hit a training dummy, this is a very accessible one in the middle of Bree. I think these ones are actually possible to kill them, though. They don't have that much health in the grand scheme of things. He looks like a captain. Here's a minstrel. Barter items, don't want that. Browse the shop. I was thinking there might be instruments here. There's a simple loot, though. And apparently there's a consumable for a healing threat. Okay, so if I wanted a... Oh, I should probably get these. These would be great to start while I'm in Moria. I forgot with the 50 Valor you didn't get all this stuff done. Oh, yeah, the bards. They're the ones with the instruments. Okay, what instrument do we want? Y'all can vote if you want any particular instrument. I was thinking I would try... Oh, I never even looked into my audio issue because I can't hear the game sounds right now. We have USB audio device. Yes. We have, for OBS, it is on USB audio device. We have a cat in the way. I could try Pigborn. I have a more cowbell on one of my characters that I could do. Oh, there's the audio. I turned the volume way up. Okay, so instruments. We can try Pigborn. Fiddle might not be bad. I don't know if I wanted student's fiddle. I guess if it's cosmetic, it doesn't matter. Harp might not be bad. Bagpipe. And then there's a vote for cowbell. Is there a basic cowbell? There it is. What does that sound like? I'm actually not sure I've played with people that have used the cowbell. Oh, I guess there was some lag. So I believe, having not played Minstrel too much, I believe you can cosmetically equip different instruments. Yeah. Wow. And then bagpipe. I like bagpipe. Wow, that sounded like a sad fiddle. That one sounded more excited. Why is Bolster My Courage so sad? And then Pigborn? That's not too bad. That was a scream, a shout. So Magic Sure Rise, you said, yeah, stream not in the middle of the night for European people. That is true. I'm glad you were able to catch this one. And glad you think my content is great. Lisha Kelly, you love you rolled a Hobbit Warden and you love it. Glad you love the Warden and playing a Hobbit Warden. That's a combo I know a few people like, but Warden's fun. Hope it stays fun. So as far as instrument that I want to use, I had 3 different votes. I'll try the bagpipe for now. Although, another consideration is if I want a cosmetic shield on my back, or something like that. Magic Sure Rise, that sounds, if I had to guess, it would be German, but I really don't know. Marina, you like Warden, but don't know how to play Warden. It takes I think it just takes a fair bit of practice in actually playing the class and doing all the different gamuts. That did not look like a burglar to me. Well, I guess that's one part of the burglar anyway, being deceitful, sneaky. I like the way the fiddle looks there. Pigborn's not bad because it like basically matches my sword. But that is what I'll go with for now, I think. And we can get moving on. I feel like this character is ready. I got him his instruments, cosmetics, but there still are a couple things. I just want to do some final checks with different cosmetics while I'm here. And while we're on that. Okay, so checked out Figments of Splendor, the Anniversary Steel Token Barter, which is where I got the outfit, and then we went to the Bard to get some instruments, and then there is a little outfitter's office type thing building, which is not this one, although it might be that one. I don't think it is. That's the weapon and armor shop, isn't that it? Yeah, that is it. Oops. I'm not used to going at it from that angle, I guess. Oh, and there's some mannequins here. But to the right, there is an outfitter, Dot Leaf Bottom. She has some more sort of plainish cosmetics if I didn't find one that I wanted. Also the day pack. I personally love the day pack. Although that doesn't really work with the instrument I have back there. It just clipped through as it was. And for some reason my instrument is all borked up there. I'm not sure that would feel too good to have a bagpipe stuck in my chest. There is a cat. Except she was perfectly happy looking out the window for a moment there. Oh, long ranger's robes. So yeah, there are some decent options here if you want sort of basic cosmetics, even prospector's garments. That doesn't look too bad to me. I feel like I could use that fairly well with this character. Probably want to dye it yellow. Warden's pack. Okay, so there's only 2 back items. That was the main thing I was curious on, would be potential hats. That is another thing. This character could really use a hat. So we have 1-ish. I could check the light armor smith. What are these cloth hats looking like? Not great. Pointed hat. That's not quite the pointed hat I'd want. But there's one more spot to look, and that is the skirmish camp. There are a lot of cosmetic sets from some of the old like raid instance sets that you can get there. You can even get the actual armor sets and just equip them cosmetically, but there are also some one-off pieces that potentially would be what I'd be looking for this character.
Is there aught which you need?
I need a sneeze, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Adventurer's hat, I have that on my Runekeeper. Ah, straw hat, that would be perfect. I might go with the straw hat if I don't find anything else. Cook's trappings, I think that could be a good back item for a character like this. Or map makers. Ooh, map makers would be good too. I'm going to go ahead and get map makers. I know with the whole instrument thing, it'll bug that up. Top hat probably would not do that. I don't mind looking a little bit ridiculous. That is actually the goal. Look a little bit ridiculous, but not extremely ridiculous. I want to do fishers. Oven mitts. What is a rolling pin? Is that a weapon? It sure is. Okay, so I looked at we had cosmetic clothing and then cosmetic items. And that might be it. There's also all this other cosmetic here. Mystery cosmetic boxes. Huh. Maiden. These are all skirmish soldier cosmetics here. So yeah, a feather hat would be nice for this character. But for now, can you dye the straw hat? Wow. Not sure I quite like the thing with hats in LOTRO, and this happens in other games as well, is it will clip your hair. Or it'll kind of cut your hair off, like had hair down there, suddenly don't anymore. But if I wanted to use the straw hat, I'm not sure I'm as much of a fan of that as I initially was. And then if I wanted, I guess I must bind that as well. If I wanted the back item, I would probably actually switch my instrument up to the pigborn or, I don't know, the cowbell. Although I'd probably rather use the pigborn if I went with something like that. But there we go. This is my one cosmetic crazy character. And we will go ahead and get to Moria, I think, because I believe I almost did everything. One more thing. Y'all might remember that I picked up the deeds. Deed tomes, I think is what they technically are. I got those from my class trainer, and when I used them, they went into my deed log, I believe. And you have to talk to Lindir at the last homely house, so that's where I'm going to go before we actually go to Moria. Cowbell. Well, the Zocker, because you are a channel member, I can use the cowbell for you if you want. I don't mind using it. It's just something that's a bit different. I wasn't planning on using it, I'll say. Oh, there's actually a swift travel there. No longer have to run. I could actually type it in, that'd probably be faster, but we got it. Not only is it faster, it lets me be lazy, which is always nice. I wouldn't even mind if it wasn't a swift travel and it was a slow travel, but the game automatically doing it for me, one, give me a chance to pet the cat, and two, just be lazy. Probably won't be using any XP boost today. I have plenty of XP boosting items and I don't expect to need a whole bunch more XP. This guy has some low-level quests for me. I figure I might as well go ahead and accept those even if I won't do them. Yeah, I have to talk to Piper. A different Piper though. I actually have no idea where this NPC is. The Lay? Is that who it was? No, it was... Wait, what? I'm confused. Okay. Oh, Lindir, at the last homely house. Where is Lindir? For some reason, I feel like they would be in the Hall of Fire. I'm not thinking Bilbo's room. I don't know, we can look for a little bit, but I might check the LOTRO wiki. Oh no, he's right next to Bilbo, apparently. Bilbo has Passage to Darkness. Oh, that's for Goblin Town.
Greetings to you.
Okay, so now I can get any of the pages I believe in Moria, so that'll be perfect. And we're ready to go to Moria. I got my Bree port. I'll have... I think I can eventually actually get a Moria port. I forget when this started happening, but from the reputation, vendors in a lot of areas now you can get a return to skill even if not a warden or hunter. Well, that ain't helpful. I don't know if there's a return to 21st Hall though. Wow, there are a lot of cosmetics. Not from him, at least. I don't think there is for Moria, but double check. Iron Garrison Guards is the one that's really important to get up, but I should be able to get both up, especially if I do any of the instances. There's a guide to 21st Hall, so there are some Warden class items, and then Hunter class items, so no regular port. Which I am actually, even though it somewhat hinders this character, I'm perfectly fine with. Mickey Knox, you are wondering what the best crafting profession is? Not looking to make gold, just craft stuff that will be useful? Well, that might depend a little bit on your class, but I would say the two most useful ones in general are what's it called? Tailor, and then the other one being armor smith if you're a heavy armor class. So Tailor is great if you're light or medium armor, and then armor smith or metal smith is great if you have heavy armor. Other generally useful ones are cook, which goes with the farmer if you're interested in that, and scholar as well, and then jeweler is another universal one. Okay, we can turn in the training hall. And do I want to do any more of these? Yeah, as a hunter explorer would be great. One problem with crafting is at higher levels it's a little bit less useful, especially for non-armor ones, so having one that can make armor for your character would probably be best in the long run. Okay, so as far as questing goes, this is a complete experiment to me. I have no idea if this actually works, so we're going to go to 21st Hall first of all. And I'm going to see if I can quest, just randomly go to the hall, the stone hall in Yazargun, and randomly start questing in the Durin's Way there. And hello, Thiago. Sorry to take so long to get to you, but you're from Brazil. You love my videos. Glad you love my videos. Okay, so before I do too much else, I'm going to go ahead and preemptively add space here. We're going to make chest 10 my cosmetic. And I'm going to put all of my cosmetics in here because y'all might see my inventory is getting messy. It's starting to rival my warden's inventory. And I'm only level 52. Not even halfway to my warden, that's already messier. Writing characteristic, already have that. I could put my instruments in here, but if I change them out even somewhat frequently, I don't need 2 cowbells. Even though you always need more. More cosmetic, can't even use this thing anymore. Maximum level 50, we'll just put it up there. Do I want the, no, I don't want the advanced stuff, I already looked at that. More cosmetic, that's bonus items, but I don't care about the bonus items too much. Enhancement runes, that can go on like chest 1, I don't know. LI stuff, yeah, we could make chest 1 my LI stuff chest. And guess what, even more cosmetics here. LI stuff, what was that, chest 1? And then all these year gift boxes, if I want to open them, I can, but we'll wait on that now. Same with this gift packs. But yeah, if you have too much stuff like this, in general what I do is just shove it all in my vault. The problem is eventually the vault will run out of space. I'm actually already about to run out of space, which is scary. Because I still have all this stuff to put in there. 3 spots. Okay, everything else has to stay in my inventory for now. Not too bad, we really cleaned things up. Get more weapon auras. As far as I know, the main sources for weapon auras would be Ultimate Fan bundles. I know for War of Three Peaks it came with Ultimate Fan. I think even Minas Morgul it came with Ultimate Fan bundle. I don't think the shield would actually glow. And yeah, I just, as far as I know, Ultimate Fan bundles. I think with Gundabad as well, it would have been Ultimate Fan. Kaz back. Okay, so I wanted to try to go the right way, first of all. Probably make my return home to this area to when I first haul would be more convenient now. And head west then north. A little bit odd. Good thing I noticed my water bottle was open. I feel like the cat's in a position where she's about to knock it down. Here we are, Yazargun. Actually fairly quick, easy to get here. And are there quests? There are, perfect. I don't know if I will have like absolutely every quest from this area, but there should be. I think with the way zones at least used to be designed, maybe still are to an extent, but should be basically everything I can do from here. Remembering the old songs. Seems like that's a good task for Minstrel. So Gloryhammer, you're wondering if you should save up LOTRO points to get the Gundabad expansion in May and then maybe buy some inventory space. Yeah, inventory space, that is probably one of the more easier to recommend purchases from the LOTRO store. But yeah, Gundabad wouldn't be a bad idea because it's going to be coming out in May to the LOTRO store. Probably, I forget what like Minas Morgul was, but I'm guessing 24.95 LOTRO points. It's probably the common amount for that. Which is with all the free content there is nowadays, I think it's fairly reasonable to get, don't want no spiders, to get that many LOTRO points by the time you level that high. Especially if you got logged in during the anniversary. Sorry, my nose is itching, I think with the cat. All her cat fur from her tail getting on my nose, but I think it's reasonable to actually get that many LOTRO points from all the content that you'll have access to. Because you can get, for each reputation faction in the game, you can get at least 50 LOTRO points. A lot of the older ones are 50, but some of them have passed the kindred tier. So you can get up a lot of LOTRO points from that. There are tons of rep factions in the game. Typically at least one with each new expansion / zone. And in some higher level areas, there are even more than that. I'm guessing I need to go everywhere here, and probably need to kill that elite guy. That was one of my earliest memories of Moria. Good memories of Moria, I mean, was soloing that elite on my Runekeeper back in the day. I'm also remembering how strong this Minstrel was after getting the new LIs. I'm sure the buff helps, but those new LIs doubled my damage, if y'all remember. Essentially doubled. And I think at this point, I probably have some buffs going on. Might have some buffs going on, but yeah, doing over twice the damage as I was pre-LIs. It's crazy. Hey, I'm finding missing page melodies of the Valar. That is very thematic for this character, having used the level 50 Valar. Yeah, Rangers and Ruins, if you're interested in that zone, Inglamith Aethel, it's a pretty good one. I still haven't done Yondershire, even though it's like the new zone. All the other ones, Wildwood and Inglamith Aethel, I did both of those when they came out, being the level zones and the such, but haven't quite had interest in Yondershire questing there, at least. I don't know exactly why. I think actually it's because of all the stuff you got with the 15th anniversary. Like the Valars. Using the 50 Valor on this character. And the Minstrel buff, I'm like super interested in the Minstrel. Same with Lore Master. Oh, it's kind of tough because my Lore Master and Minstrel are similar levels. My Lore Master is like 10 levels higher than the Minstrel, maybe only 8, 7 even. I forget what level my Lore Master is, but somewhere around 60. But yeah, it kind of makes it tough to play the two characters sort of simultaneously at this point, where a lot of the zones going forward, there will only be like one option for most level ranges, whereas in Eriador that's not quite true. And with both characters, I was interested in doing Inadwaith. So my long-term plans, if I get there with this character, would actually be to go to, once I finish Moria, go straight to Inadwaith, do Inadwaith, and then actually thinking about doing Dunland. Don't know after that, but those are some longer term plans for this character, just because I have been, the little bit I've played him, have been having a lot of fun with him. Even a ballad one-shotting a mob, even though it's a greenie and I did get a crit. I feel like I'm bringing a lot of light to Moria at this rate. Finding more melodies of the Valar pages. Where am I even? Oh, still working on cauldrons. And we're lighting cauldrons. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, Lycan, you are wondering what a good class for very old veterans, but kind of new player? Probably similar classes that I would recommend to like a general new player. Hunter is a great class for new players because it's relatively easy to get the hang of. It is, even though it's a medium armor class, it has some decent survivability and options for survivability. It has a lot of great travel with its guide skills. So compared to the Minstrel, traveling is a lot easier on the Hunter. But if you're not quite interested in that type of class fantasy, then Champion's another great option because it's also similarly easy to get started with the Champion and play well with it. They do a lot of damage. And yeah, they have generally decent survivability. Although I have found it, at least in the past, relatively easy to overextend on the Champion and actually make them feel a bit squishy, but I think with some general updates to the game the past couple of years, that is less so the case. It was kind of weird. I felt like my Champions were super squishy back in the day, like even squishier than Burglar, and by squishy I mean just die easier, take more damage. Steel coins, I actually spent some of those earlier in the stream getting cosmetics. There are some other things you can get, I think some somewhat useful items. You could actually get heritage runes to advance the reward track for legendary items if you're that far into the game, but if you're only level 31 on your warden, probably haven't gotten there yet. But that would be an option if you want to save those up for the future. Like if you just want to spend them on something rather than never spend them. Wow, all these mobs have so little health. Actually, fast attack speed. Like, I'm surprised my Minstrel is that fast at jabbing him with a sword. Those are such bad lighting, I was gonna get a nice action screenshot, but I don't think that'll work too well. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought Champion felt squishy. Another option if you're interested in a melee class is Guardian. I know for group content they're usually relegated to the tank role, but I quite enjoy their DPS and they go through just fine nowadays. To some extent, my Guardian is faster than other classes at some points in the game. The server I am playing on is a Nor, which one of the benefits, wow, this is the most populated I have actually seen a Nor in a long time. Probably all this year, and even for most of last year, I don't think I've seen it above 150. It's gotten close at some points, but I guess Sunday noonish Central Time is peak time. I feel like a Nor has a relatively high EU population, and that in combination with it being the weekend where it is like midday, sort of, somewhat early. I don't know, for some people it's like really early on a weekend day for being like noon. Some people it's actually is midday. Yeah, I got 5 LOTRO points for something. Oh, Orc Slayer. That is something I can do. And yes, these mobs have to let me take my pictures. Burglar is a good solo class. I feel like Burglar is one I just often forget to recommend. It's compared to Champion and Hunter, I'd say it's a little bit more difficult, like mechanically. It's faster paced, and there are some things that like might take a moment to get used to. In particular, they're big on animation canceling because they have immediate skills, and immediate skills cancel animations. It's similar with the Minstrel, Cry of the Chorus, a Piercing Cry, and Chord of Salvation are like the 3 big animation canceling skills. So it is a theme in Minstrel, even if not necessarily intended. And that's also a thing with Burglar. But they are otherwise pretty good. They have, with all their utility and crowd control, they have decent survivability, and in the blue line, some decent self-sustain with heals. And decent damage in the blue line. Really great damage in the red line. I typically recommend red line. But some people, such as myself, sometimes actually have more fun in the red line. And yeah, Guardian DPS is significantly better than it used to be back in the day. I would say, in my experience, Captain is probably the slowest class 2 solo level, but Captain isn't even that slow anymore. What do we need to do? We need to light 1 more Cauldron, we need to damage 1 more Decayed Column. We got some sheet music. I wonder if I played any of those songs. I haven't actually been playing too many songs. Hardly been able to hear the bagpipe. Did we get Zahoff? I feel like I pronounced his name like completely wrong there. Something I need to look into. I'm not even playing the best right now, but I had my mind on this ability, Dissonant Strike. Curious how relatively decent its damage is. If there's ever a situation where I'd want to use that instead of a Ballad, probably not, because Ballads give other buffs and the such. Oh well. This red mini might be able to parse 450 without the K. So Mickey Knox, if you buy Yondershire from the LOTRO shop, yes, it will unlock on all of your characters for your account that you buy it on. So when you buy a quest pack like that, it's a permanent unlock on your entire account. Yeah, Wardens definitely have great damage. One problem with Warden damage, though, is a lot of it's over time based, so it can be hard to realize the full potential of their damage in regular combat. Especially like when I play my Warden, I often just use Range Resounding Challenge while running around camps when it's feasible to do that. And it's just a couple ticks of that 1 dot, and they're dead. Still leaving mini ticks left that never even get to hit the mob. Should I kill these spiderlings? I feel like I should, because they're spiders. But maybe the little like spiderlings there are like non-corrupted versions. So maybe they're safe and peaceful spiders. No need to kill the rat though. Oh, one more cauldron. I just want to sit here and keep on killing orcs. I have cauldrons to light. I don't know if I hate spiders. They're just a little creepy. Yeah, all the landscape melts in 2 hits now. I wonder if I can quite one-shot this guy without any buffs. No. 2-shot, yes. Mission with the pillars, maybe. I just did something with the columns, yes. Am I headed the right way? I sure am. Getting on a mount would be harder to admire the beauty of Moria here. Oh, there's somebody else on the server in Moria? That's crazy. He also has a similar name. It's really weird that my name shares 3 letters in that name. I don't know, I've grown to like this character's name. It's like I somewhat liked it when I made him, and then I started really not liking it, and now I'm back to somewhat liking it. It really helps that if I do his full name instead of just Gru, make it Groovy Lou. It rhymes with Scooby-Doo. That's like the single big redeeming quality of the name. That is a significant upgrade though, I think. I saw that the vitality's improved. The will, while it's the main stat, doesn't really have much impact. Let's see what that hat looks like. Nope. Well, that hat. Nope. Gotta keep my eye on every hat I loot to see if I find a good one. Lost Minstrel Sword. That would be perfect if only I gotta take a screenshot of this real quick. Oh, my keyboard has this thing where you can turn off basically the Windows key. I was using Windows Git snipping tool. There's some relevance of this item to my kin. Oh, sorry, cat. Okay. Anyway, did I want the sword? It's not a bad looking sword, like if I want it for cosmetics, but of course I don't want it over my ally. It's missing out on about 52 tactical damage rating. On the walking stick, that's a somewhat neat looking staff. I probably wouldn't use that either. Well, I wouldn't use it because one is you'd have your lore master ally. But yeah, 2 cosmetic wise, I probably want to use it cosmetically, I meant. Race is not very impactful. It's mainly, it's even, I suppose there's a little bit of element with min-maxing, especially because there is this, oh, what's the word? I almost want to call it a rumor, but I feel like that's not quite the right word, but people generally think that the different races have different animation times, which is possibly entirely true. I don't really know, but something I haven't seen anybody actually show any evidence of there being a discrepancy in different races having different animations. It's just something that is generally accepted within the community that is true. So that would actually be one of the more important things. Now, there are also the racial traits. They're not the most impactful, but there are things like light damage for high elves is really nice. That's actually really, really nice for a minstrel and for a warden. And then the weapon damage boost, things like sword damage, it is a little bit impactful. I don't think it comes out to an exact 5% damage boost. It adds it to, as far as the way I know it works, it adds it to like the weapon DPS, 5% more damage there. And then after that, all of your other bonuses will go into account, and ultimately it will give less than 5% boost is the way I understand that working. But again, that's also one I haven't looked into exactly how it works or verified it myself recently. I think I have at some point in the past. These are some very nice statted weapons, but the problem is when you have your LIs, that is a great axe. Pun was actually unintended. But yeah, when you have your LIs, you have heraldries, which give you all the stats, and then you have all these other things, and usually more DPS and more, especially for tactical classes, the importance of the tactical damage rating. But for, say I was a champion or something and wanted to use the two-handed axe or a guardian, there is always the potential that it could do more DPS than my regular weapon, and it has decent stats to back it up. So there could be situations where you might actually want to use these. That's a neat looking spear. It's nice and thin if you wanted a less bulky spear. There's some nice random cosmetics for Moria quests. That's why, one reason at least, I always try to pay attention to them. That'd be a pretty big upgrade bracelet for this character. Visage of Terror. That sounds like the... Wait, Urlar must survive. Uh-oh. Is that a rescue quest? What are those called? Escort quest? Goat to Zarek Ziggle. Wait, Zarek Ziggle all the way over there? Is there a goat back, though? That would be my concern. Is there a goat that takes me back here? Because I wouldn't mind just taking a trip to Zarek Ziggle. Wait, what's the green quest? Workshop on the Winged. Okay. Oh, aid these people. I gotta have a quest to do 3 quests. That's the one that's tracked right here. But yeah, as a reminder, this is going to be a part of Moria that I have done a lot less than other parts of Moria, and specifically other parts of this zone, Enduran's Way. And I'm realizing there was only 1 quest set in the Stone Hall. I thought there were more there, to be honest. But yeah, those are the quests I remember, though, to be fair. Could start working on Morrible Slayer. Oh, a neat little tower. Do I even need to go here? I do not. I need to head northwest. I really don't know how to navigate this part of the zone right now. Yeah, High Elves are nice. They're probably my favorite race in the game. My favorite one to play, for sure. A lot of people like Hobbits. I personally don't like playing them. I don't dislike Hobbits too much, but I'm not the biggest fan of playing Hobbits. There are a lot of parts that, like, things that Hobbits like, I guess, likes that I share with Hobbits. I turned my monitor brightness up, but when I open the map, it's like too bright. Alright, I'm somewhere around-ish where I needed to go. Oh, here he is. Urlar. Defeat the returning Moria and wait until it is safe to destroy their weaponry. Alright, I need to... I could add him to my focus, but he's right there. I'm just excited to get 2 more strong AoEs. I think Cry of the Wizards is the strongest. And then Cry of the Valar will be 2nd strongest? Yeah. Oh, Guardian or Champion? Personally, I would prefer Guardian out of the 2, but a lot of people like Champion better. If you're interested in tanking at all, then Guardian would, of course, be great. This is like the perfect quest for our ranged character. Oh. Wait. leave the siege weapons. Oh, I now may destroy it, okay. I was worried because nothing activated until he left there. No, I think that will be it for the quest. And we can head north and then east. I think it'll be north and east will be a good way to go about it. This zone, this part of this zone, I almost feel like it's a whole new zone, but it feels much more natural cave-like than a lot of other areas, more the built areas, I guess, in Moria. So it's kind of neat. It's very odd, but it almost is reminding me of some of the parts of Gundabad, which should be backwards. I really don't know if parts of Gundabad would remind me of this, though. So it's weird. What am I doing here? Going the wrong way? Thinking going up that ramp will work for me. It's in my experience, even on more populated servers, it is hard to find groups for a lot of the leveling group content and doing it on level. Doesn't mean it's impossible and that you can't find groups. It might just take a long time, or you'll have to budge on what levels you want to accept into your group. Because one thing is, I think it can be easy to actually get a lot of over-leveled people to help you run through an instance or something like that if you're just looking to complete it. But if you actually want to get an on-level group and run the instance as you would normally do for an on-level instance, it can be a bit tough in my experience. Might be easier nowadays though with the huge population boost from the 15th anniversary, especially lower level group content. I could see a decent amount of groups trying to run things like Great Barrow, Garthik Arwen, even the Wildwood 3-man Woe of the Willow, since that unlocks at level 20 and people might get the quest for that if they do the Old Forest nowadays. Wait, what are we rescuing? Glob's Naga? Why are we rescuing Glob's Naga? Wait, we're rescuing them to kill them? And why are these Glob's Naga so tiny? They're like mini Glob's Nagas. Oh, Jacques, glad that changing the priority in the task manager to real time works for you. It's surprising, at least to me, it's surprising how helpful it is, but there are situations where it can be a fairly significant FPS boost. I think some people have said they even get 10 to 15 FPS out of it. Maybe I should make a video on that. I actually tried a short style guide type video. One of the problems is the YouTube short player nowadays, unless you used a plugin like I do to make it play on a normal video with YouTube, play in like the normal playback form. It's really bad for guide content. In that one particular video that I'm referring to was not the most successful. But yeah, it'd be, to me at least, it'd be a little bit weird to do, I don't know, 30-second video on just doing task manager set priority to real time. Yeah, champion will probably be... I don't even necessarily think will be, but already is a quite popular class. And if you do want to tank Guardian is great. If you're not interested in tanking, then typically people only take Guardians as tanks. 752 on Bella Gear, that's a lot. Wow, we're up to 171. I mentioned the first time I saw above 150 on Anor. We're almost at 200. I feel like this server for a while had very, very low population. There was a period of a month or two even where I don't even think I saw it go above 50. And now we're almost at 200. And yeah, it is true that captains are still a quite great tank. I don't think guardians are like as bad as they used to be. It's just captains are still quite good. At least it's not as bad as it was at level 130. What are we doing? Destroying nests? Oh, here's a rare elite. Oh, I used the wrong ability. I was gonna try to keep him to use a WoW term, stun locked, while I defeated him. He didn't really get to do much. With how quickly I killed him, he's going to become a very rare elite. A little tiny bit floating. This chest here. Oh yeah, if you are even at level 50, it takes a long time to get to level 130. There's so much content to do. I don't mean that it takes a long time in a bad way, but that's the big thing with LOTRO is a lot of people play it more so for the journey and less so rushing to the level cap. And one of the reasons is there is a lot of content. It can take a lot of time. There are things you can do to speed up the leveling process, but usually they will actually hinder your character, is almost how I describe it. A lot of the stuff that you might skip out on if you do a faster leveling process, such as power leveling through instances, is you can always go back and do things to make up for your losses doing that. But the main things are clash trait points, and virtue XP would be another big one. It's one of the reasons Valors are so popular even outside of boosting your character's level, is they give the higher level ones at least give really great virtue XP. Even the level 50 one gave decent virtue XP, but the level 105 one gives the best virtue XP per level gained into the Valar. And then, trying to make some sense here, the 120 and 130 give the same virtue XP, I believe, but it's still a good amount. And they also give you decent allies, which now you replace those as you level up, so it's not as big of a deal as it maybe used to be. And they give you all the trait points the 120 and 130 Valar do, at least. What am I doing here? Destroying 2 more nests. Gotta destroy some more Morroval first. And then 1 more nest. Between all the shouting, we can sometimes hear an occasional bagpipe noise come through. It's quite sharp looking. Okay, I believe we are headed back to camp for turn-ins. Yeah, one of the things with the Valars, I think I mentioned this in my video on that stuff, is you don't necessarily have to use it right away. I still think they're a great thing to keep, not really. I don't think there's any necessity in like destroying them or never using them, but even if you say only play one character and you want to quest through all the game and all that sort of stuff, go completionist style, and don't really care about the XP gain, it is actually great if you're like level 104, almost 105, go ahead and just use the 105 Valar to get all the stuff that comes with it. There's a lot of useful stuff, as I mentioned, virtue XP, clash trait points, which if you go through all the stuff in the game, the clash trait points is less necessary, but Yeah, there is all that stuff that is still worth using them, even if you are interested in the level boost aspect or level boosting in ult, which would be the other thing I might recommend is level boosting in ult. Dark. Somehow got trapped in here. Now I gotta find my way out. Good, the gate opens. I was actually a little bit worried. But you could probably, if you played through most of the game questing, you might be able to max out like every virtue with the 105 and 120 Valar on the same character, and the level 50 Valar for that matter. Because this character got his virtues up, and I did not even use, I'm not even sure I used half of the virtue items on him, because I just sent them to my main warden. I realize I've been neglecting my warden lately, but what can you do? Hello, Caspars. At least good evening to you. Sounds like it's evening time. It's, talked about this earlier, but a lot more convenient for, say, European time viewers. Wrong order. Than my usual streams. Whereas it is now 12:12 for me. Yeah, Moria is quite nice nowadays to me. Or making sure it is not dark. So Russ, Valar it's a level boost in the game. I think it was first introduced with a level 50 gift of the Valar, which boosted your character to level 50. Then there was the level 95 Valar, which was probably the worst one because it didn't really give you anything. It boosted your character level to 95, and that was basically it. It didn't really give you anything useful for that point. And then there's the 105 Valar was a big improvement from the 95, but then the 120 and 130 are probably the best at getting you started, ready to like jump straight into 120 content, for example, or jump straight into Gunabad with the 130 Valar. Oh, the goat journeys, yeah, the stable master travel did take a while in Moria. Moria was also released, I think somebody mentioned it was 2008, which would have made Mirkwood 2009, which I think is right. So it was released a long time ago, and I think that's back at a point when MMOs tended to be more towards having slower travels. So I think I'm going the wrong way. This is one of the things that I mentioned with the zone. Don't really know how to navigate it yet, so I need to go west, but there's this giant cliff in my way that I can't quite go through. But I think if I head north or south, there's going to be a path up to the camp. And one of the reasons I hated Moria so much wasn't even the darkness or the questing, but I just fell so many times to my death. I don't even know how it happened so much, but it was a big thing that happened, and it just got really annoying. Another thing was on my Runekeeper is it was difficult. I kept dying by goblins and the such. Yeah, if you're just enjoying the quest, don't need to worry about the Valars too much. You could, as I mentioned, say when you're level 49, you could use the level 50 Valar, and that'll give you some great virtue XP and maybe even some gear upgrades. The level 105 Valar, if you use that like at 104, that'll give you some
These halls will be great once more.
great virtue XP and even legendary. No, that one didn't give legendary item stuff, which was odd. But it'll give you some of that and maybe some clash trait points if you don't have all those yet. Yeah, I just got a clash trait point from leveling up. And then the 120 Valar, the same thing. If you use that at 119, when you're just about to hit 120, for example, that could give you some more virtue XP, among other things. That one would also give you some good legendary item stuff. Okay, So we are ready to summon Bulgarian. Oh, I'm pressing X. That would be a problem. The key is Alt, but X is right above Alt. Alt right click and you can choose how many rep items you want to use and just go ahead and use them all. Hey, I got an infused garnet. The thing with the infused garnets, infused sapphires, and infused adamants, while I have a lot of the adamant ones, they just aren't that common. I feel like the drop rate of those could be boosted. And it wouldn't be much of a problem for the game. And they could drop maybe more frequently in instances. That would maybe be a help as well. Because I know some of my characters ran through a lot of instances in that if you use instances instead of zone quest to level up, then that can take away from opportunities to get those essentially. Best server for NA players. I don't know the best server for you, but I could recommend Arkenstone just because I played there. I haven't been on it in like 5 months, but for a non-legendary server, that is one of the most populated ones if you're interested in a higher population server. I'm guessing the mirror is up here. And we can summon the Moroval. I might have 20 character slots. The reason I have so many is maybe from VIP, some of them, but a lot of them are from various boosts. I don't know if boost is the right word, but various character slots from throughout the game. Wait, I want to try that. Oh, I missed. I wonder if I actually could have landed up there. Let's see, where did she disappear? Right around here? Because I think she similarly fell. Oh well. So an example is I got some character slots from the recent collector's editions. I know that because I did not have as many before the 15th anniversary, so I got some from that. Also, past expansion purchases. I did get character slots, things like the Mordor, maybe Mordor, I don't remember, but Minas Morgul Ultimate Fan Bundle, the next one. What's the next one? War of Three Peaks and Goondabout, all those came with character slots. I think when I got the Beorning way back in the day, it came with a character slot. Maybe even some of the really old expansions like Moria, Mirkwood, Isengard might have had one. Riders of Rohan, Helm's Deep, all those could have had character slots. So yeah, I don't really know where I got all these, but I have tons of character slots. It's actually a good thing because I have tons of characters. And these new character slots have been very helpful because the ones with the 15th anniversary update 33, because I would have run out for my new, I think I only made the minstrel, but I could have like deleted my old minstrel, but it saves me from having to do that. And yes, I am playing on a Nor right now, which is 172 non-anonymous. That is crazy. I wonder what the level 130s are like. 112. 59. That's, to me, at least for this server, fairly impressive. I do think the 130 content is really exciting, so maybe some other people are like extra excited for it after we got out of Mordor. Late Gondor and Mordor were like the lowest population days for the server. Bulkcath. Oh wow. If I didn't already have good earrings, then I think these would technically be an upgrade now even, but I'll keep mine. This ring is not particularly great. While it's a huge boost in will and a tiny boost in vitality, The problem is, will is not really the most efficient stat. That would maybe give me... I think at that point it might actually be an upgrade, but in general, it's more important looking at secondary stats. Like if the ring had something like 600 tactical mastery, that would immediately make it look like an upgrade. But I do think that the 100 extra will here, a little bit over 100 will give me about 300 more tactical mastery, which is what really matters from that. And I think I'd rather 300 mastery than 200 crit, because mastery is more efficient than crit. Okay. Spy upon and defeat 2 scouts. Here's some more of the back and forth that I remember from Moria. It's not even necessarily back and forth, but you like go out, do some stuff, come back to the camp, and then you get a couple more tasks, and it goes on for a bit, but it varies it up in the areas it has you go on, different things that you have to do. Because now we have to spy upon and defeat 2 scouts. And we want to know where the Moria went. Hello, Cinco. Glad you like the content. And glad your friend is also loving LOTRO. Let's see, where do I need to go? There are some scouts somewhere. I wonder if I do need to actually go this way for some reason. Just knowing this part of the zone, it seems entirely possible that... No, I don't think it really matters. But yeah, there should be a couple scouts somewhere thereabouts. Maybe down? Was that my problem? I kept riding east instead of turning west? Oh, here's a scout. I remember passing this group by, not even realizing they were scouts. Alright. I'm not sure if I did too much spying on the scouts, but I definitely did some defeating there. Ooh, a shield. That is a warden shield, though. What does my shield look like? Oh, that matches. That's not a horrible shield with this outfit. It's kind of basic-ish looking, but I still wouldn't mind trying to find a better shield. Oh, more Moria. Wait, where do I need to defeat these guys? Am I crazy, or is this not tracked anywhere? I'll change it to red just in case. I don't think it'd be Zarek Ziggle, but it's possible. Oh, it is. It is Zarek Ziggle. Wow. Well, there's a goat there. There's Gur again. Okay, so there is a goat back to the Fang Pit. Perfect. And I think all these quests are not for Zarek Ziggle. I think these are for this area. Yeah, of Durin's Way. Wrong way. The door to the clouds. It's not wrong. There are clouds right out here. Okay, so apparently there are more oval out here. Maybe I knew that, but yeah. Also, Gorthalin, you said you started playing again after years and you're trying to figure out how to rebuild your 115 Minstrel. Yeah, with the buff and some trait changes recently to the Minstrel, maybe even more so since you last played them at 115. There are definitely some things to keep updated on. This character doesn't really have many trait points, but if it'd be helpful to see what I have selected so far, that is what I have. Can actually spend 2 more trait points. I'll go ahead and get emboldening finishes. So all of my ballads will give me a damage buff now. I think I can get that 5 times. Not sure I've seen any more oval. We'll have to start doing more detailed looks in a moment. I want to not one-shot them. There we go. 6.2k. That's all I was trying to do, build all my buffs up. I actually could have done even more buffs, but... yeah. The soccer, he said go to the dead Balrog. That might not be a bad idea. I don't mind exploring this area. It's nice to get a break outdoors. You can't really see the sun, but you're at least outdoors. I've only been in Moria like an hour or something, and I'm already excited to breathe the fresh air. Oh, I was hoping I would live. That's unfortunate. Oh, this was actually fairly close to Zerg-Sigil though. And we have the opportunity to kill a crawler. They're probably the worst critter. Creature? I don't even know if they're critters. I was hoping that jump would be safe. Maybe it was just a bit deceptive. Or maybe I hadn't fallen enough in Moria that I was just destined to fall out as soon as I went out of Moria. Ooh, LI stuff. Yeah, that's going to be something I actually have to look into for Minstrel. I did briefly look into it, all the different traceries they have. Hello, Millie. I think it's a little bit hard for me to read that name actually with all the I's and L's, but you said you're returning to LOTRO not too long ago. Stonearm, kinda neat. And you were wondering, oh, if I would update the tier list video. I don't know that it would even be best for me to update that because I haven't really played in Gundabad all that much, especially lately. But I might be updating my favorite classes list here soon. Oh, we have to head west. I kind of forgot Zerg-Sigil was this big. There's even a hunter camp east of here. They could almost make Zerg-Sigil connected. Like with all these different connections, it seems very close with Vales of Anduin. There's Vales of Anduin, there's Eregion. There's, yeah, Zerg-Sigil somewhere up here. It might be near Redhorn. Let's see. Well, let's look at the map. I need to go this way. Not planning on dying again. I'm also surprised my character is not like freezing in this outfit. Maybe his glowing hands are warm. Oh, here we go. I'm guessing? I actually don't know, but do not have the corresponding quest, so nope. Not that one. Oh, wrong order again. Okay, I see a bunch of mobs up there. Those are probably the Morroval. I'm also sort of surprised that Morroval aren't freezing. I think about 6.3k is still my record. I think with enough buffs up and debuffs on the enemy, I could probably get to 7k. That'd be a bit tough. For my Minstrel personally, since I don't expect to heal on him, I will just have a redline book. Redline weapon and book, I mean. But if I were to heal, I would probably build a very cheap weapon and book for blue line focused on healing. And by cheap, I mean maybe bartering for healing traceries or just not even... If I didn't even do that, I'd just keep my red line one equipped, but if I really wanted to heal and just needed the boost from the traceries, I would probably just barter for yellow ones from the archive of traceries. The problem is that can be a little bit expensive, actually, so I would only really devote the resources into that once I got to endgame. There's a Grr. I feel like I've caught up to him. I don't know if he was ahead of me in questing, but it seems like he maybe used the 105 Valar and just going back questing. I still have a bunch of Morrowind to defeat. Didn't I defeat some? Or did I just never make it to them? I'm a little bit confused now. Borgrian's personal guard. Maybe the Lore Master defeated all of them. So that's where I was when I jumped down, and all I needed to do was head northwest. Oh, yep, it looks familiar. I don't think it was quite here, though. Maybe it was up from here. Okay. Got one defeated, and that one did count this time. Can work on my Worm Slayer. Ooh, weekly code. Wow. I almost got confused that jump would be the weekly code. Is rally up? I'm guessing that one gives a rallying horn. Okay, we just need 3 more personal guards, and then I'll have a task to complete. That's a long-range bagpipe for that Morrowind to hear it all the way from here. Oh, I have to summon Bogrian again. Wow. That is a wonderful spawn. I don't feel like it's a bugged spawn. It almost feels like that is like a real spawn. Okay, LOTRO store. Yes, open external browser. And while waiting for her to show up, oh, I have a lot of LOTRO points. We're gonna type in redeem code, rally up. There we go, simple rally horn. Okay, where's Bogrian? She immune to the stun, I think? All that time I killed her. Alright, and then we gotta go up here. We're ready to return to Yazargund, so that's nice. Actually, Yazargund, that's the first camp I went to. It's not even the Fanged Pit area. And I believe we need to jump. This looks like the most dangerous spot. I'll try to live. Nope, didn't make it. Hello, Jan, you just logged in with the anniversary. Yeah, the anniversary is crazy. Okay, and then not quite Fanged Pit, but I want to go to Yazargund. And yeah, that's what I was wondering before the anniversary actually started and it was confirmed that you get the collector's edition, like the one-time stuff, you get that again even if you already own those expansions with whatever the 3 were, Mordor, Minas Morgul, and War of Three Peaks. Yeah, it's true, I'm not a cat. Cannot survive that fall. But yeah, you get the level 50 Valor, 105 Valor, the 120, and you also get a couple character slots. You get the expedition supplies again, at least the collector's ones. So it's all Still hard to believe they even did that. This catch just be snoozing today again. Again, that's what they usually do around this time. Especially after the interrupting we did get from Piper earlier. There are a few people on Gold Bell. Don't recognize that name. They are fairly new, it looks like. They joined like 3-4 days ago. It's May already. That's crazy. I don't know for you all, but for me at least, this spring in the Northern Hemisphere has gone by very fast for me. Hard to believe it's May. And of course today it's cold outside. It's like probably... Well, it's actually relatively... I was going to say relatively decent, but it's still in the 30s. Wind is blowing from the north, so it is sort of blowing into the apartment, but doesn't actually blow in the apartment. It's just colder when the wind blows from the north, even if it's like the actual temperature is colder and the wind's from the south. It'll still, more air will leak in through like little cracks in the window. Also the wall AC unit thing. But anyway, we got a really nice ring upgrade because this one, instead of just having double will, it has an insane amount of tactical mastery. So that is a huge upgrade. Also something, yeah, no, I covered that. Okay. Yeah, Valors are great if you don't actually want the level booster to use them on different characters. They are great to use like right before you get to that level because of all the extra boosts you get. Simbi in 21st Hall. I'm guessing this would be Vector to do the Zella Malek quest, which is what I wanted to do on this character. I know he's a little bit low level, which is, it feels like it should be concerning to me, but I really don't mind. Well, this character, a slightly odd journey in Moria, jumping straight to the Stone Hall, eastern side of Durin's Way, which is something I should check. I guess I should have done this before I traveled, but while I'm traveling, we can check my Rovanian Moria deeds, and there are quests of Durin's Way. I actually need to do 2 more quests for Durin's Way, so I might as well just do those 2 more quests. Hunsu, there's the 50 Valar, the one, to repeat myself, there's 50, 105, and 120. The 50 one doesn't give you too many things. It doesn't really, I would say it doesn't properly set you up to be ready for Moria because there's actually a few things that are good to do back in Eriador and lower level stuff that you will have to get done if you want trait points. That's really what it comes down to. If you want your class trait points, you'll want to go back and do some of that stuff, but the 105 Valar is pretty good. It's not quite as good as the 120 Valar in terms of legendary items. It doesn't even give you all the stuff you really need for that. And it gives you really great virtue XP though for the level, but it doesn't give you quite all the trait points. I think there are still some that you would want to go back and do with the 105 Valar, but it's not nearly as bad as the 95 Valar, which was similar to the 50, but there's a whole bunch of content below level 95 that it could have given you the trait points for, but didn't. Let's see. And then the 120 Valar I consider the best out of all of them because it gives you some really great gear. It gives you really OP gear for level 120. It essentially gives you level 130 gear at level 120. And then it also gives you really great start on legendary items. It gives you all the trait points you need up to that point, so you don't really have to go back and redo anything to make sure you get them all. It also gives you a lot of virtue XP again. It could be worth valoring your... Yeah, lots of backtracking with some of the older Valars before the 121. But it could be worth valoring your main to level 50 only if you want to skip some of the area door stuff. If you want to like start on the LIs, get into Moria if you like the idea at least of Moria, that could definitely be worth doing for yourself. And here we are backtracking in Durin's Way because I want to do 2 more quests in the zone. I know there's a set of 3 quests right here, which I don't even know if any of the quests in the zone are not fun, but I'm at least aware of these ones being fun. And if I remember correctly, they're not really conveniently located. Take that part back.
Be wary if you journey into Moria. Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Stay and speak with me a moment.
Wow. I'm kind of amazed whenever my 2 abilities don't two-shot a mob, really. Also, I'm getting some of the lag now. Usually Anora's, as y'all might see, is less laggy than other servers, but sometimes we still do get a little bit of a lag spike here. Oh, I'm also getting good Morovil Slayer progress. Problem is, I have no AoEs left. Minstrel has good AoEs, it just takes a moment to get them off cooldown sometimes. Gets better at high level when you have a lot of trait points, though. Yeah, for the higher level Valors, like the 105 and 120, it would be great to make sure you actually like the class that you boost up. Or, like, if you're looking to do that for an alt to get into endgame, with the 120 Valar at least, I would really recommend making sure you like the class, playing it a bit, researching it a bit, all that sort of stuff. One problem with Minstrel doing such good damage for landscape is it's kind of deceptive, because they typically aren't going to be a DPS class in group content unless you run with like a kinship that is fine with you playing a DPS Minstrel. That's basically the way to run an out of meta spec in the game with endgame content, is to find a kinship that's alright with that. Because the reality is, for a lot of lower difficulty content, probably even up to tier 2, tier 3, you could go by with unoptimal specs. It just might take longer and be slightly harder, which can actually be fun for some people. Yeah, Guardian's fun one. They also have the same issue, though, with typically not being a DPS. Okay, we got 1 quest done. For some reason, I really did think these quests were more conveniently located. There are a bunch of emissaries and a whole bunch of different areas and that sort of stuff, so I might just do this green quest. There are also some in Chamber of Crossroads that I think take you to these resource instances, which I could consider doing. That would also be a chance for it's not much XP, because I don't even think that resource instance quests really give you any. But I don't know if those would count for Durin's Way quests. Okay, eventually I'll find my way. This is really a mazy part of Moria. Yeah, WoW is really fast leveling compared to LOTRO. Takes a while to endgame in LOTRO, but the focus is less so on endgame and more so on the leveling experience anyway. It seems, at least with development. Because I would say if the focus is more on endgame with LOTRO, they would probably make sure they release more instances and more group content when a new expansion releases. Like, as much as I enjoy Gundabad, where are all these things that I need? Or are they just goblins, these goblins? I mean, I know back in the day I would get lost in Moria quite easily, but usually I'm not nowadays, so it's a bit concerning that I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, here we are. I think. Yeah. And then here's the captain. Yeah, I don't think using Dissonant Strike is really ever going to be worth it. And if I remember correctly, its damage doesn't scale well with higher levels. Well. For some reason, the lighting here is a bit odd on the character. I don't know if this is an interesting angle. Oh. One thing happened. Oh. Nope. Things were slowly coming together. Is there a little path here? There is. A little bit of a lag spike there. Hello, Tio. Nana Cattle, I think. US experience the servers compared to Europe? Probably a lot less latency would be the big thing. Besides that lag spike, the latency, wow, my latency is actually relatively high. Usually I'm in the mid 50s for LOTRO, but I'm also actually kind of physically far from the servers. Not as far as Europe, but I am relatively far away from the servers. So yeah, latency is probably the biggest thing. I think right now lag spikes are just generally common with all the people playing, it sounds. Maybe it's worse. I wonder if lag spikes would be worse in Europe, or there'd be a reason for that besides latency. And yeah, especially with all the boosted population lately, with the 15th anniversary, lag spikes, apparently even on Anor, are fairly common, I think, especially on the more populated servers. Okay, going back to Yazargund, and then we will go to... Wait. There's a goat to the Fanged Pit. Anyway, we can take this travel. I don't mind slow travels. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned moving the servers to 64-bit. I don't know if that ever actually happened, though. And by somebody, I mean somebody at Standard Stone Games. I think it was the executive producer, mentioned that they were going to try to do that in December of last year. Again, don't know if it actually ever went through. They've also been making some slow, little iterative improvements where they can to improve the lag, but it's basically an always ongoing task for that. Oh yeah, the title for not dying before level 20. Well, hey, there's a great use for the Valars. We'll just take you right past that and plenty more, and there you go, you'll have that title. And yes, Wardens are really badly affected by the lag with the Gambit system, because it's like, with the Gambits, it's a few abilities in one, because you have to do all the Gambit builders and the such, and if you mess that up, it basically messes up the sequence of abilities that you used, and not just the one that you want to use. It doesn't just delay it, but it might make you use the wrong ability, which happens to me frequently. I will, for example, the big one that happens a lot is Unerring Strike, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I will often use that as 3, 1, 2, which is Fierce Resolve, and not really worth using in situations I want to use Unerring Strike. So yeah, that's the big one on Warden that I am familiar with. Okay, so we got Durin's Way, and we got Quest of Khazad-dûm, got that part of it, mainly just wanted Quest of Durin's Way. It means we got some Virtue XP that went to Honesty, probably. Some of it went to Loyalty, giving me a lot of Vitality. That's why I recommend Loyalty. Number 1 virtue for every single one of my characters is Loyalty. 21st Hall. Yeah, not Zarek Ziggle. I had Zarek Ziggle on my mind for some reason, but that's where I came from. We can cancel all these quests. Oh, I wonder if I turned this in, if that would have counted as a Durin's Way quest. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. I didn't mind that little detour. And yeah, we can get started, I suppose, on this next zone. For some reason, I expected that to just take a whole lot longer in Durin's Way. And west, perfect. How's my inventory doing? It's actually doing relatively okay. Dark Victory, turn that in. And then here we go, Rotting Cellar Camp. That is apparently not this zone. That is Waterworks, isn't it? Okay, I gotta find zone quest for... It's kind of tough with the main camp being here, but I got to find the zone quest for Zelim Malek. I forget exactly where they are, but I think they start in 21st Hall here. This one's, yeah, a bunch of mirrors. I think this is the quest I need to do, but I will, just to be safe. A Gleam in the Gloom. That's like an alternative, a light in the dark. Gleam in the Gloom. Fun. There was a 75% Valor sale in... That was December time. That could have been 2020. I'm thinking it was, because if it was 2021, I don't think it was. There might have been a 50% Valor more recent than that, or even 30%, I don't remember. But the last really extreme Valor sale was 75%. There was one Black Friday 2020, and there was 75% December 2020. It's something that I thought they might do with the anniversary give. Not even, it doesn't have to be 75%, but if they did a sale on Valors, I thought it might have been one. It would have been with the anniversary. Okay, so quest chain. A Gleam in the Gloom leads to Faint but Fierce, which is all there is there. This might lead me, but the LOTRO wiki is definitely not clear on this. Sometimes the LOTRO wiki, the way they have the pages and structure on that is like really great and perfect, but some of them just aren't as maybe updated or something, and I'm not really complaining about that. More so a compliment to some of the pages being great, but the ones I was looking at there for the Zelim Malek quest was not particularly great. And that's the thing, it's a community-run website, so basically I have to rely on people inputting everything manually. I don't think any of that stuff would be quite a part of the API type stuff. Starting quest. Okay, let's try that. Okay, still not helpful. But we'll see where this leads. After level 50, how much does it take to level up? Honestly, I'm not the best judge of how long it takes to level up in LOTRO, because it's been a very long time since I've just like consistently played one character to get them, whether to the level cap or just a certain level range. I definitely think with a couple hours a day, you could get, and maybe a couple to few months, get to the level cap, but it definitely takes some time. If you go really, really fast, you might be able to get through West Rohan in like 10 hours. That's random, but 85 to 95. For other places, yeah, I don't know. It really depends how fast you quest. For example, I don't always quest fast, but I think I, at least compared to people in my kin, sometimes quest faster than them. It also depends if you read quest text and that type of stuff, or how distracted you get while questing. Oh, quest turning.
It is said that Durin's Bane dwells
And now we have Faint but Fierce.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the
To
mountains.
the west.
I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Hello, Brennom MMORPG. Yeah, I had a lot of people from Brazil commenting lately. That's nice to see. Yeah, I definitely get distracted as a lot, as you'll probably notice. Which isn't a bad thing. I almost feel like getting distracted is actually a sign of questing / leveling experience being good. Maybe king of the LOTRO sector of Brazil? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people from Brazil commenting lately. I mentioned there were somebody from Brazil first time this happened recently. Somebody mentioned they were from Brazil. I'm like, I occasionally get comments from people from Brazil, but not really that much. But then their presence has been more known, at least lately.
Marlene came, but we have heard no
Mirrored
word from her.
shield. I think that looks better than what I currently have. Yeah, that's the same shield. Just triple checking. Oh wow, that's if you want all those type of stats, a 10k ring, I will go with the shield. Not only because I think it does look a little bit better, I think it I was going to say it has better stats, but do I really care about that tactical mitt and block rating? I think the 12 vitality lost actually makes it a tiny downgrade. So maybe I will just cosmetically equip it. The tactical mitt, of course, would be welcome. It wouldn't like hurt. Let's see, it's 33.5, gives a 1.4%. The vitality difference isn't that much, but it's still 50. The little bit of will increase my damage. That's 2 will, not really that much. Yeah, I guess I'll use the new shield. And does the shield look good enough that I can show it? It kind of clips through my legs, so I'll continue hiding it for now. Yes, I have Shield of the Hammerhand. The reason I have that, I think, is from either Riders of Rohan or Helm's Deep, don't remember. And yeah, if it's 1,000 LOTRO points for one character, it definitely is pricey. The reason I use these XP boosting items is actually just because it's hard for me not to. If I have that type of stuff, then I typically want to use it. Chamber of Leadership. Oh, that is me causing those shadows somehow. Can we go in here? Using that has no effect. Alright then. Okay, I'm just doing another scan for quests here. A lot of them, like these ones, are for all the Moria instances. I got a quest from him, but it's to go to the Rotting Cellar camp. I got tasks, which I could always turn in. Well, this is going to be... Oh, this is... Wow, Aregian. Polished scales, how about that one? Maybe. I don't even see polished scales there. Broken longswords? Yeah, that one shouldn't be there. How about charming sword sheaths? Nope. Broken, no. Spotted skins. Well, I guess I won't be turning in my task there.
Would that we could
One time I respond to something in kin chat.
It is hoped that
I do it right when they switch characters. Okay, so no more quests here. Oh no, there is one more quest. Oh, and that's motes and embers. Okay, don't need that. See, I'm getting distracted trying to search for quests that presumably at this point don't exist. So we will just go on an adventure and try to find the first quest camp somewhere hereabouts in the zone. Somewhere in the entirety of the zone there has to be a quest somewhere. I think the first area would be the little camp off here, and there's somewhere in here I thought there's like a little dwarf that will get us started. Could even be from the west, maybe this camp where the campsite is. I don't know. There's also no travel options in this zone, really. I mean, there technically are travel options. And if I'm remembering correctly, the reason I'm heading west here is there will be a path south and then east, I think is how I can get there. Might be other ways to do it, but might as well go with the one that I am familiar with working. Okay, I think I'm on the right path now. There's potentially a set of quests for some reason as I see this, thinking there might be some down there, but maybe not. There are a lot of areas in Moria that look similar that I could be getting it mixed up with. Yeah, it is kind of funny with the Valar's people using the Valars, and then they perhaps get overwhelmed or just want to learn the class or the game even, and then have to go back and make a new character. Okay, that guy's probably involved in an escort quest. Oh, I see rings on the... Ah, finally sneezed. I mentioned a long while ago that I need to sneeze. I feel like it's just been building up since then. Not the most exciting cat cam with the... Oh, wrong zone. That's a scary level 59-ish zone. Oh, I totally got lost because I was actually on track where I wanted to go, and then I sneezed, and that was kind of the end of actually being on track with things. Okay. I really have no idea where I went, like, I was just running somewhere. Because I thought I saw the path up when I saw rings on the minimap. I was like, okay, I'll go this way and go up. But I have no idea where that went anymore. Oh, this is this tunnel? Here we go. Maybe. It's a start at least. We're a little bit up. Okay, not quite as far up as I need to be. We need to go like a whole floor above this, I think. Wow. And we need to go that way. Right up there, maybe? Or even whole floor up. I also feel like there are maybe other games where level boosting is maybe not as much of a problem as it is compared to LOTRO, where there are just so many things with LOTRO where it might not be the best, because yeah, I've mentioned this before about all the things you have to go through with a Valar boosted character is legendary items. If you have no idea about that system, it's pretty significant, and getting eased into it at level 50 would be better, I think, than jumping straight into it at high level, even though I don't think the intro for Hell Heist is that great in the game right now. Oh, we made it. I don't even know if this is helpful, but we made it. Legendary items, virtues, you have class trait points, gear, how your character works, not just like class trait points, but the actual traits, all the abilities your characters have. Okay, this is one of those resource camps. That's okay, but it just means that, like, yeah. What do we want to do? We can do Volcar cut at the root. This is Iron Garrison. Oh, it's just generic Iron Garrison. That'll give me a token for... I could get Heritage Runes. Could actually get a level 100 one. Do I really want to do these? Not really. Okay, so we have to head west. That's where I was thinking I would have to go anyway. All that work to get up here. This is a really neat area, the Great Hall of Durin. They have nice lights in the dark here. They're nice and yellow. Got some fancy decorative pillars. There are hardly even any signs of this being a cave. It just looks like a building. So Tio... You said you... new characters to receive the last anniversary gifts, Valors and such. Yeah, relogging your character would probably be the best bet. If you still didn't get the stuff, then there might be another issue. I would check your deed log. Check completed deeds in the class/race/epic, and then the epic tab, maybe? And the race and social tab, you should have the happy 15th anniversary. And then another potential issue is if you deleted a character. I don't know if that would have been the situation for you, but that can cause issue. But I have heard some people have run into, and then you... yeah, if you delete the character, if you logged into a different character first, because you get all the stuff on the first character, the one-time stuff, at least like the Valars, you get that on the first character that you log into. So that is important to make sure is what you did. Or that you like logged into, whatever character you're trying to get them on was the first one you logged into. I'm thinking maybe west there, but we'll keep heading, or south there, but keep heading west for now. Yep, Valors are one time, and a lot of the, at least some of the 15th anniversary gifts are also one time. Oh, yeah, if you already got those, only once per account. Hey, here's some rings over the orcs' heads. I'm just looking for the... Presumably there are dwarf NPCs with quests. I guess I'm not 100% sure that's even the case anymore. I was just heading to the campfire, but I'm getting a lot of quests just from walking in here. Oh, I might have to use my bubble. Gotta give props to these orcs, they're a lot more dangerous than the Morrible from earlier. Rollick. Accept that quest. I do remember these quests though. At least the White Hand Ambassador sounds very familiar. Well, there are a lot of quests like that. I think there are some with emissaries. Hey, Rollick's back. Oh, already have quests ready to turn in. That might be the easiest runestone or heavy armor chest piece that I have gotten. Don't like either of those. The runestone's got some decent stats, but really the question is why you would use a non-LI runestone at this point. Okay, supposedly White Hand ambassadors are up north here. I'm really forgetting if there even are any traditional quest camps in this zone, or if they're all like as you run through you just keep getting auto pop-up quests now. Durab Captain. Seems like he should be a part of a quest. Or maybe that is a generic name. But it seems like Durab Captain is like captain of whatever camp this is. Durab maybe. Instruments of the enemy. Probably not quite musical instruments if I had to guess. Still getting melodies of the Valar. Thing about anthems is they provide useful buffs, but it really does feel like you're spending a lot of time just to cast them in combat. It's kind of like the Brawler with their buffs. It's the same type of feeling I get, but with the Brawler it's more extreme. Where it just feels like you're spending most of your time using your buffs rather than actually punching the enemy. Okay, so we got a bunch of quests there, but that's not even quite where I wanted to go. Zelamalek. So there are 38 Zelamalek quests according to the LOTRO wiki. We have something like Allies of Mordor, and a lot of them are just like starts at, it looks like. Clearing Mudmole starts with landscape quests. So that seems to be maybe what it is like, and what I'm remembering from my last time here at least. But I don't think back in the day, like when Moria came out, they had auto pop-up quests like this, so I'm wondering what the deal with this zone was. Maybe book quests would take you through here, but I don't know. My first time through Moria, I don't think I actually really did anything in Zelamalek. That's why it's the one I'm least familiar with, and one of the reasons I wanted to do it on this character, get the experience just doing it again. Okay, I'm guessing that guy is out of combat with me. That's why he ran away. And yeah, here's the campfire, but no actual camp or anything. So the question is, which way do we want to go through the zone? And maybe going where there's a explorer over there? Maybe he has some things of interest? Maybe that's the whole point, you actually have to explore the zone and you'll get your quests. I assume there's a deed for this place. Not Lothlorien. Quest of Zelamalek. There are 20 quests for the deed, so there are quite a few quests that you can eventually get done in here. If you need 20 for the deed. I think this will be a dead end. I definitely don't think that's a safe jump either. Unless there are any votes for me to jump. I'll be heading back north. Oh, for some reason my leg is going to sleep. My foot. I guess whatever angle I was sitting at, usually that doesn't happen though. Gotta get the blood flowing again there. Oh, we got a vote to jump. Okay. That was close to Zocker, you almost missed it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was a bit of a mess is a good way to describe it. Okay, is there any way, should I try to jump and live, or should I purposefully just take the high dive? Because I think there is a way I could live, but would I even want to? Like, what can I do once I'm down there? Where can I go? Okay. Oh no. Misadventure. Yeah. Injuries. Collapse from injuries sustained in a fall. Where am I? Oh, perfect. This is actually a good location. I thought for a moment I was going to make it. Sometimes the game really does give like half a second between you falling and you dying. I would say my one concern with Zella Elect being a bit messy with the quests if I don't find all the quests is going to actually end up being my character's level, but there's plenty of ways to get XP, so it's something that shouldn't be too worrying. Because I wanted to go straight from Zella Elect to Nud Melek, which is one that I've also barely done, and for all I know might be just as messy with the quests and how you get them. And then Foundations of Stone, and then Inedwaith after that. Probably not all that today. Oh, hey, here's our friend Rollick again. I assume he's big friends with me. Also, I don't think I used the anthem that I meant to use there. Alright, I guess I'll heal myself. Ooh, troll. Naga, he's... Wait, where did he go? Oh, there he is. I was so concerned for a moment there. But it's like he's Globs Naga without the globs. Looks nothing like a World of Warcraft Naga, that's for sure. Wow, he has some... Seems like he might have decent mitigations compared to some other rare mobs that I have fought today. Mithril Flake. Ooh, got a new shield. Shield of Stamina. Don't think I want that one though. Let's see, we can go up this way, which looks like it would eventually lead to the... I was going to say lead to the path with the vendor, but the vendor's down there. How am I doing on these class pages, by the way? Seems like I'm making good progress on them. Got 7 out of 8, 6 out of 8, 5 out of 8. Surprise Melodies of the Valar is 5 out of 8, considering that that's the one I've noticed that I've gotten the most. Okay, following the flowing water. I will look at that quest on the LOTRO wiki. Following the flowing water. Does not have any quest chain information, unfortunately. But we have a goat to 21st Hall. Presumably there's a goat that would take me right back here. But maybe not.
The day of the dwarves is coming.
Okay, and then he has a quest for me to examine the purity of the water in the Hall of Flowing Water. Okay. I'm just glad I found an NPC with a quest. And then test water in adjacent passages. If I remember correctly, there are also a lot of auto pop-up quests in this area. Like as you get towards Redhorn Lodes and Flaming Deeps. Gathering water and temporarily drowning. And then I think up here... Oh no, I was thinking one of those pools, but it looks like the one just east of here. Okay. No, I was hoping I would crit. I had all my buffs up and... yeah, debuffs, but didn't get the crit. Oh, gotta search for more water sources. Before I do that, though, this place looks interesting. And I see something that starts a quest here. Dwarf Trap, I definitely remember these quests. Maybe there are similar items in, or similar things in a nearby zone, but yeah, this one, bringing back memory. I would also agree with the quest description to be careful. With arming these. You got axes, sort of. Halberd type axes and spears with little axe type blades. All that shouting wasn't enough. I get to play some ear-piercing music. Ear-piercing if you're an evil enemy. Would be healing if you weren't. Okay, 2 more traps. One nice thing about Moria, though, is you don't really run into performance issues here. There's not, even though it's a lot of built stuff, it's just not as much clutter going on as other places, especially newer places or places with newly renovated graphical assets and the such. Okay, there's a trap. Okay, this little bit of combat is going very poorly right now. Oh, I got a, that's probably a quest item, yeah. Okay, one more trap and then I'm actually not 100% sure where to go. Did I go downstairs? Because if I went downstairs, then I would head like straight back south to get to where I was, but for all I know, there are more quests to the north. Just check what's up here real quick. I could even do a full loop around, that might not be bad, just make sure I get everything and don't miss anything. We're going real explorer style today. Oh, I'm not in combat anymore. Also to the northeast, did I do those quests yet? For some reason, that's where I'm remembering quests that I don't think I've actually quite done. So... let's see. Okay, I feel like I've been here because these are the ambassadors. I think a fun mode for LOTRO could be, I don't know if it really would be, but potentially could be fun as if there was maybe even zone in LOTRO where none of the quests, there are no like quest giver NPCs, but there are lots of quests in the zone that you just have to go and find. Could be a little bit neat. Soloing with Minstrel after the update is great. I think it was already good before, but even better now. At least the damage this Minstrel does is pretty crazy. With the aid of the LI system, getting legendary items on tactical classes, including Minstrel, is very impactful because, at least for my character, just getting the LIs about doubled my damage. And that on top of buff DPS. This character is doing great. Yes, definitely big AoEs. I'm still missing 2 of the AoEs, and I'm missing stuff that can make the coda reset cooldowns to do the AoEs even more. Okay, so basically the whole result of that adventure is really nothing. So I'll just head back down here, and I think I'll head this way? Another really big buff. It seems like the skill that I can tell has been buffed a lot as Echoes of Battle. That used to be so weak, but now it eventually could actually kill a mob. Takes about 707 there. Ooh, playing a boosted high elf brawler. Yeah, it's talked about this a bit, but with all the Valor boosts in the update 33 and the Lore Master rework, I just haven't had any interest in actually questing in the brand new zone with Yondershire, which is unusual for me at least. Okay, landed myself back in water, so maybe this wasn't the most optimal way to go, but yeah, swimming in Moria. Can't see the bottom of the pool, which is scary, but it's fun. It's adventurous, which is the theme of this zone. Being adventurous and mainly exploring. Oh, you can actually go up there. Oh no. And time consuming. Oh, there you can see the bottom clip through. Mini to 120, that could have been a good option. With how fun I'm having with the Minstrel, that would not have been a bad option for me. The only thing with the Minstrel, talked about this before, but typically in most groups, especially pug type situations, being relegated to the pug type situations and groups that are looking for optimal efficiency. Typically relegated to the healing role and not the DPS role. Unless, of course, you run like a instance where you don't even need heals, then you could have a Minstrel as a backup healer if necessary, and then just have them DPS. But outside of those situations, they're typically healers, which I'd be less interested in with Minstrel. But as far as just questing and leveling on a character, Minstrel is really fun. And I feel like I've kind of neglected Minstrel over the years, because I always seem to talk about it as, yeah, it's a fun class, but I just don't play it that much. And I think it's something that boosting this character to 50 has really helped with that. I know my Minstrel is actually probably my third most played character on Arkenstone, because they are great for missions. And yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier with, if you find a good kinship that you all just like basically play whatever you want and don't mind having things like DPS Minstrel, DPS Guardian, maybe you have a tank captain, not a tank captain, tank champion, maybe a tank captain too, but they're a more meta choice. Tank champion, tank warden with DPS Guardian, DPS Minstrel, I don't know, healing Runekeeper, healing captain, prayer raid. I also think it's a little bit of a fun, almost a way to create more challenge, is by playing with less than optimal groups, compositions. And it's not like with the Minstrel buff, not like they're really going to hold your group back in terms of DPS. They also, if you happen to have a Warden or something, they can take advantage of the light mitigation, which as somebody who plays Warden is always nice. You also have things like, you might even get this as a healing Minstrel, but you have things like Anthem of War. And you have other anthems that you can use, and if necessary, you can always switch stances and give out some heals. Even at this level, this is giving like 10% of the health. My health at least. Major Ballad. So they also bring that utility. So yeah, the whole point of that is Minstrels aren't that bad. Even if they are typically considered less than optimal for just DPSing. Even before the update, we actually had in some of our runs on Anor, we all had an excess of Minstrels for a bit there. We had them playing DPS and compared to some others, they actually did really good. And yeah, that's the other thing. I think of this with Warden as well, is that if you have a Minstrel, you'd probably want them playing whatever they do best, which is going to be healing. And same thing with a Warden. Like, if I want to tank on a Warden, then that's great, but I feel a little bit held back by tanking on a Warden because they are best at DPSing, and you get the most use out of them if they DPS. Okay, here we have Exploring Oozbad, Bakan. I think it's more like Oozbad, but could go Oozbad. I don't know if it's calling the orcs there bad, or me saying Oozbad to the orcs in Oozbad. Should we jump? We've jumped at every other jump. This ain't too much of a jump when there's a ramp right there, though. I gotta jump at all the dead ends. I think it's lunchtime. I sort of ate as more of a brunch before the stream. That's the one problem with streaming at this time. Well, not just the one, but it's a problem with streaming at this time, is my stomach wants lunch. I don't even know what to eat for lunch. Could make pasta. Can never go wrong with pasta. Unless you put cheese on it, then you can go wrong with pasta. Hey, I got travel to Karis Galavan. If I were to quest in Lothlorien, that might be useful, but this character's plan is to go to Enadwaith. Kind of interesting, he has his full journey up to like level, say, 75-ish planned out already. And the character was just made a few days ago. I was thinking with the Minstrel, if I do keep up with him, I would like to do Isengard content level 65 to... No, 65 to 75, but I am interested in playing my Lore Master. So the thing with the Lore Master is he could go through Mirkwood and be less interested. Like right now, if I had to pick, I'm just way more interested in Enadwaith, but if I did something like Mirkwood on my Lore Master, I could do maybe Great River on him for Isengard level range content, which is also a fun zone to me. Dwarf dinner. Uh-oh. Not sure they're the brightest goblins and bats combo. Yeah, oh, not Parmesan. There is basically no cheese I like. The one situation where I don't mind cheese is in Alfredo sauce, which I think Parmesan cheese goes in that. I just don't like cheese. Cheese is probably my least favorite food / food group. Just double check there's nothing to the east that I'm missing, because it seems, from what I remember, there are a lot of quests here, so it seems entirely possible there's more this way. Doesn't look like it though. At least nothing more specific. There could be if I head way over here. Could be something in one of these corners for all I know. The whole theme of this zone is to go exploring and bringing light wherever I can. Wait, we even see the light of our Rindle there, or Light of Arundel. Why did I think Light of Arundel? That's Light of Arundel. I'm thinking that there's Elendil from Captain. Who has Light of Arundel? Isn't that a minstrel thing? But what is it? Oh, is that Lore Master? Probably wouldn't be Lore Master. Okay, the classes that I could see Light of Arundel being a part of is Captain, Minstrel, or Lore Master. And immediately I was thinking, for some reason I was thinking Call of Rome was actually Light of Arundel. Yeah, there's the Cry of the Wizards, Cry of the Valar. Or Cry... Oh, it is actually Cry of the Valar. Court of Salvation. Light of Arundel. I don't think I'm just making that up. It is a thing that exists. I see glowing back there, but I think it's from a campfire. Okay, this is one of the camps I need to explore. This one will have another quest for me. A lot of purple quest rewards in here. There's Rug? Or Roof? For some reason I don't feel like an orc name would have the F sound from... Oh, yikes, my health. The F sound from a GH. Ocean Rip. I don't know about being viable in raids now. Probably at least a little more viable than it used to be. If I can get my kin to do some of the Moria instances, which I might want to do sooner rather than later, even though I know next 2 weeks will be quite busy. It'll be a little bit less busy after the next 2 weeks, but if I could try to mix that in at some point in the next couple weeks, that would be great. Wow, that was a nice devastate from the minor ballad. 5,000 something. 5.2k. Light damage. We really are bringing the light to Moria. And exploding orcs with light. Maybe I should wait to head that way, just because there are 2 quests right over here. What is this one? Destroy boxes of coal. Gotta round up all the mobs for the AoEs. Wouldn't quite have to do all of that if I had my higher level abilities. So let's see, how many trait points am I missing? I think I'm missing maybe 9-ish from various sources. Lore Master and Minstrel, torn between those two for solo leveling. I would say Lore Master has higher survivability. Lore Master's is fairly rough until level 77. That said though, Lore Masters have pets, which can, if you utilize them in a way that's best for survivability, they can really help with that. which is something minstrels don't have access to. But minstrels have better ability, easier ability at least to kite, and better ability for that matter. And they also have generally better self heals. Again, Waterlore is really strong, nice heal over time, but minstrels have the bubble and the immediate heal, self heal, Court of Salvation, which I can just use those to heal myself up, give me a bubble, and Court of Salvation is immediate, so it's very convenient with that. You do have to stand still to use Bolster Courage, but with the new LI system, it's easy to keep those up with doing decent self-healing. There's also some little bit of crowd control type stuff. Also, I never found out what Light of Arundel is. That's something. Like, I think it's an actual ability in the game, not just oh, that I know what it is. It's not an ability, Light of Arundel. That is the thing you need in Mordor. It is a stat. Light of Arundel, there it is. Don't know what the A accent mark is. For all I know, it could be like EA Arundel. But, or EA Arundel, or EA Arundel. So yeah, that's what that is. Armor pile. Are we collecting it? Oh, we're destroying it. Oh, it's some fancy looking armor though. Okay, so we gotta talk to Foreman something or other. Oh, that's a turn in back at 21st tall. Well, we know by that vendor there is a goat to 21st tall. And I have, as far as quests in the zone go, I have not even, well, I was about to say not even half of them, but I do have exactly half of them. So there are still plenty more quests. There might be some right up there. Oh, I leveled up. I guess I killed a mob. Level 54, making good progress with general leveling to do. Level cap for free-to-play players is you actually don't have a level cap. It's the same as everybody else. But with update 33, the monetization update, you'll have content up to 95, but if you log in during the anniversary event, you will have also 105 to 115 content and 120 to 130 content. So all you would really need is Gundabad. Technically you would need stuff 95 to 105, but there are plenty of sources of XP. You could skip most of Gondor and just do like the book quest there. I think this place will have a few quests as well. I'm even guessing if I step here I'll do these traps. Maybe? Wow. Okay, so I should go to either Redhorn Lodes or Flaming Deeps, and I guess at this point I'll go to Flaming Deeps. The reason is I want to go ahead and get a Stable Master to one of those while down here, so we can get that unlocked and easily travel back to 21st Hall. And though I actually already have my Return Home skill I could use to get there even faster, but figured it'd be, while I'm way down here, would be convenient to go ahead and get that slow travel unlocked. And that way, if I want to go down to this part of the zone, I can actually slow travel all the way down here and even dismount halfway through or something.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
21st Hall. This is actually a great point for me to use the restroom, so we can enjoy Moria, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. No, I bet you here. Looks like you covered the whole Valor stuff and all the content. And we are still traveling, so wow, not even halfway there. If you log in during the anniversary, the Mordor, Minas Morgul, and War of Three Peaks, yes, that will be account-wide. Any quest packs, expansions, anything like that that you ever unlock is always going to be account-wide. Okay, I actually have one more thing I gotta be right back for while we're traveling. Again. Oh, we're going through the little bit of crystal. Oh, not as much crystal as anything in Gundabad, but a little bit. With the 120 Valor, since you'll have Minas Morgul and War of Three Peaks unlocked, you'll have 120 to 130 content, and then you'll have the mini expansion with some of the 130 content, some more 130 content, and then Gundabad is when you would need to buy to get the 130 to 140 content. Where are we? Getting close. I know a lot of people tend to dislike the slow traveling in Moria, it sounds like. Even outside of Moria, I think free to play you actually have to slow travel, but I really don't mind that it gives a chance to breathe and a chance to look at deeds. It would be one thing. We've already used Piercing Cry as many times as we could today. Oh, got crits as many times. That's a hard one to not cap out on. Anthem of War could definitely work on using that more. Critical hits with codas. Don't use my coda that much for that, or for my calls and cries. Now, Piercing Cry itself I can use more. Cry of the Chorus, use that a lot. Use cries, I do use those a lot. Healing songs, I actually use those a little bit for Court of Salvation and the other thing, Story of the Hammerhand. Kind of funny that minstrels have an ability, Story of the Hammerhand, when brawlers as a class are in-game technically inspired by Helm Hammerhand, and then minstrels have an ability dealing with them. Neat connection between the two, I suppose. Oh, it's a 130 character here in Moria. So I found a 105 one questing. There's a level 60 Runekeeper. That's pretty level relevant. Oh, he probably has quests for... Wait, Barrel of Fungus? Oh, that's Foundations of Stone. Might as well accept that, though. That's a zone quest, and a zone I plan to eventually get to. That's the Moats guy, so this is probably who I need to talk to. Mogre. How to choose the class in the game? That is the tough question. Also, something I'm realizing is that it's actually getting kind of late, and I have stuff that I should do today. So I wonder if now would actually be a good time to wrap up. I know I have a bunch of more quests to do in this zone. Supposedly, at least. So yeah, I wonder, I don't know if these quests, all the quests for the instances will count. I feel like they wouldn't, so there should be more quests here. But yeah, I will, for now at least, oh, excuse the little, I don't even know how that tiny burp came out, but I will try to find more quests.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls.
We want to go Orc Watch. Wonder why Fanged Pit is swift travel. That's kind of interesting. Oops, that's not where I want to go to. Orc Watch. So there are like 9 more quests that I should find in the zone somewhere. I didn't go northwest, did I? There's probably something up there. And then I feel like there's still more stuff that I could easily have missed down here. Deeds, you can get virtue XP. That would be like just one of the things while I'm doing this zone. I want to find out where all the quests are, because it is one of the zones I know least about in Moria. Even though I have quested through it, maybe my experience was the same and just like had to find quests myself. There are no quests that I've done in this area, which is odd. The Great Hall of Durin. There are those repeatable quests, which maybe they count for the deed, and that's one of the intentions. But yeah, LOTRO points, virtue XP, occasionally you'll get titles. Legendary Traveler. Let's see if I find the zone I'm going through, Moria. There's, yeah, virtue XP will be one. Looks like you get some LI boost. That's right, they've added that to some of these enhancement runes. I think some might even have traceries. But yeah, virtue XP, LOTRO points, reputation even, those would be the main things for me. Definitely enjoying Minstrel enabling. It is fun. Right now, Minstrel is my number 2 class in the entire game. Yeah, it is interesting to think how the developers came up with the routes for these slow travel rides. I almost have to wonder if it's more AI programmed, where it knows where you want to go and the mount takes you that way, but maybe it's more directly coded into the game, or a more direct path developed by the developers. If we're here long enough, I might have to eat lunch during this stream. I don't even know what I want to eat. I think I just talked about that. What for lunch? Alright, right back on that. But yeah, I'd probably have to cook food. Why did I do that to the spider? I've been trying to spare the spiders now. I just like tabbed and it targeted an enemy, and then I was like, okay, time to shout at it. Kind of interesting how all these branches, actual branch got into Moria. You can see how the wood. Slightly different words. Mormudul. Oh, are these the Marauders again? Or are these the same Marauders? No, these are non-signature Marauder. Okay, not seeing any quest for a Mormudul. I've discovered it now, though. Like, that is another benefit of running through all these areas, is get the discovery deeds. I could look at the LOTRO wiki. We could see if it has any for more module. Let's see, health is doing fine. Ish. Oh, I think I got a crit heal. That helps. With my one-shotting of mobs here, oh, probably not beans and toast. Maybe toast I would eat, but not beans on toast, especially. Beans are not my favorite, but they're not as bad as other food. Like, beans are significantly better than any type of cheese. Okay, so we are looking for, there are Zella Millet quests, Buyer's Myrrh, Mudmal Sheriff, Scrithers Ulima, Uzbad Bakan. Alright, I know that one. Hall of Flowing Water had quests, but the LOTRO wiki doesn't have any there. Great Hall of Durin, 21st Hall, Mezir Zerej, Mezir Serij. Seri? Maybe it's like Mezir Seri. Okay, we didn't do any of these, did we? Poisoners? No, I have not been here. Okay, there's an orc camp right here with quests. Let's see, it starts at, so it's an auto pop-up quest in Byler's Myrrh. If we look at my completed quests, which haven't been that many for this character, we can see there is Helgi Goblinbane's home. Have not done that quest, so that's an area I still need to go. I'll keep that in mind. Mudmole Sheriff. Okay, this place has quests. No, it doesn't. Oh, it says quests can be found in Mudmole Sheriff quests. There are 4 quests here that should auto-bestow when I enter the area. Okay, let's kill another ambassador. There are just too many ambassadors in Moria. Like, they're crowding up all the ambassador spots, creating inefficiencies in their rankings. Wooden chest, and it's just too appealing. I can't not click it. Have I gotten any gear upgrades? Tactical hat. Ooh, that had a chance. Don't think I'd want to equip that stat-wise anyway. Gotten a lot of, at least I consider 2 essences, a lot of essences. 3 essences. No essence gear to put them in. And as far as I know, the essence gear itself was also nerfed for this point. From back when I was like the best stuff possible at 50, which maybe it even still is the best possible stuff, but it was nerfed at a point. Yeah, the other starting areas with Bree, more so the archer part of Bree, as you mentioned, Shire and Near the Land are great places to quickly get deeds done and lots of LOTRO points quickly and lots of virtue XP quickly. Of course, it's 1 time per character, but do that on all your characters. To Durin's Way. I don't think this route would lead to Durin's Way, because there's that little chamber. Oh, that's actually called the Chamber of Crossroads. Maybe that's why I used the word chamber there. I had that on my mind. 51 Runekeeper. I don't think Runekeeper is a bad class. I just, from my experience with Runekeeper, I just haven't been in the mood for them much lately. I did play one a bit through Gundabad. It was pretty fun there, but that was about it. Hey, quests. I finally made it to the right entrance. Not just the one that's on the right on the map from this little thing, but the correct one too. No home for orcs. We can try to make it that way. So not only with these camps do you have to go to them to quest, but it seems like you have to enter them from the right area. Which may not necessarily be the case, it's just you had to go up to this spot. Maybe there were other ways into this spot, say. Also did not mean to use my coda there. Oh well. Runekeeper is definitely not a bad class. Wow, 6,900. We're close to 7k. That was with Piercing Cry too. I feel like one problem that you might see with the like community reception of the Runekeeper is it's not quite, at least from what I have heard lately in Gundabad, is that it's not quite the best at anything it does, at all the things it can do, but Runekeepers do provide a very nice in-combat res. Can actually have 2 of them up at once. It functions as a buff on allies, and when they die, they will get the res. And you can have, again, maintain 2 of those if you have the legendary item tracery. So that's a benefit of it in group content, not too relevant for solo. They're great solo. They do, similar to Minstrel, if you play the yellow line, you can do probably very similar damage. Maybe not quite as many AoEs, but they do have some AoE options, and one of their AoEs is one of the strongest abilities the Runekeeper has. So that's a good thing going for the Lightning Minstrel. If only Lightning Minstrels were a thing. Lightning Runekeeper. Let's see, it's kind of tough to build all the way up to, say, like, max damage crit because things die quickly, and I would ideally put Timeless Echoes of Battles, and I would put Call of Rome on them. And I think I would get my own Anthem buffs up, so I'd have to do all of that. Hello, Tech. And for Runekeeper, if that was the question. Yeah, Runekeeper, both red and yellow line are good. Yellow line is mobile, so you can, like the Minstrel here, can run around zapping things with lightning, occasionally one-shotting things for sure. Especially with Epic Conclusion, but even some of their other abilities will sometimes crit large, kind of like Minstrel. We expect the big critters to be things like Call to Fate, Dissonant, Piercing Cry, Call of the Second Age even, and when I get it, Cry of the Wizards. And Cry of the Valor for that matter. All your calls and cries, but then even the ballads will sometimes crit for a lot, like Minor Ballads, pretty strong. Okay, up north again. And Runekeepers are also good at healing. As far as I know, they still technically have the highest healing per second output. Piles of old bones, ready to advance. Oh, I still need to destroy a lot of tents. I didn't even realize you could destroy the tents. They're glowing, but there's so many things that glow in Moria, I didn't even notice. Runekeeper is definitely good for Moria. Again, as I keep saying with the Lightning Runekeeper, Yellow Line Runekeeper, it'd probably be a similar experience to what I'm having here with the Minstrel. You have similar self-heals as well. Prelude to Hope is a very strong self-heal over time. You have Bubble, like Minstrel has bubbles. Minstrel has a self-bubble. That is what I tried to say. Soon to be cat owner. Something that I have found that is helpful with the cats, both to get their energy out for 1, 2, get them exercise, 3, feed them treats, 4, just have fun with them, 5, play with them, which kind of goes with other things, 6, give them a little bit of hunting type practice, is throw treats around and have them chase the treats and get the treats. That's a very random tip, but yeah, it's something my cats really enjoy. Well, they enjoy the treats, and they seem to like the hunting aspect of it. The huge backpack. Like my characters? Bagpipe? Nothing on my back. I got this from a bard. It is an instrument though, it's a bagpipe. If I open my character panel, that is a lute and shield of the hammerhand. It's a lute, bag, and shield all at once. Ooh, Yellow Line Hunter, that's a fun one. Even if not always the best one, it is surprisingly strong at low levels. Oh, my bags, my inventory. Okay. Yeah, that is... I actually don't know where I got all the inventory slots. Probably buying some slots directly from the LOTRO store. I think even some expansions might have back in the day now contributed to slots. And yeah, whatever I could buy from the LOTRO store, whatever you get from VIP, I've definitely done that with the inventory space. Also, why is my bagpipe there? Go showing. I was wondering why it wasn't showing. Make sure I loot that. And I think it's time. Time to finally sell. Strong shield? No, don't like that. The shape of the shield really bothers me. The orientation of it, maybe. Okay. Those will take a moment, but we will get through it. Just have to be calm. Lock things that I want to keep. Try to not hoard all the crafting things. Honestly, I can just sell those. Definitely want to lock my instruments. I'm surprised I didn't already do that. Here, instead of locking those, I'll just use them. I think I have some overflow loot as well that we'll have to get through. Yeah, main things I could accidentally sell are just extra instruments, but I've been pretty happy with the bagpipes here. All my LI stuff locked, it looks like it. Alright. 3.5 gold. This character, he's gotten a lot of gold. I've gotten like 7 gold. I think just from all this stuff. Ooh. That is, for my characters, that is a very clean inventory. And yeah, there's this little gear icon at the top left for the edit mode, and you can drag, if you're wondering how to put all the slots into one big bag like that, you can do that. Sell trophies button wouldn't be bad. That way you don't have to go through, make sure you lock everything if you want to quickly sell a bunch of stuff, at least with one button. There's some lag going on right now. I think all my selling overloaded the servers. That was too many items with one go. Yeah, for my bags at least, that is very clean. There are definitely some things that could be cleaner about it, more cosmetics that I could put in my vault. Speaking of vault, I have enough gold. I can buy, we're broke again, but I bought more space. Can still get, I think you can get to 120. Oh, 10-year gift box should go in chest 1, but this is Khazad-dûm tracery, so I'll keep that in my inventory. Cosmetic, Rally Horn, is that account wide? Probably keep that in my inventory. Maps can go in, I don't know, chest 3. I think this will work once my attention. More cosmetic. I think that's it. I'll go ahead and actually unlock the low-level potions. Just use the high-level ones. And we'll just make the inventory even cleaner. There we go. Okay, 2 more orc tents. Can't let them have their tents. You gotta, like, sleep on the floor without a tent. Actually, how do you even get into the tent? It's just closed off. And I still need to destroy crude masks. Oh, those are the things that are like the little totem things that are on that totem type pole. That was a nice, satisfying call of the second age. Okay, one more tent. I thought I saw one up here. One more quest camp done, and then there is one in the southeast of here that I'll also have to find the specific spot I gotta go to get to it. It seems. Oh, this is pretty neat. Some hammers? Axes? Both? I think they're axes. Those are my kind of statues. Instead of having random dwarfs that I don't know. Maybe not so random dwarves, but dwarves I don't know. The hammers are neat and different. There's a red circle. I would never know where that is. I haven't found a place to jump in a while. I feel like we've been too much no jumping lately. There's a little jump. Okay, it might be best to just, like, fight my way through this. Oh, here's Rollick again. How many times am I gonna run into him? Oh yeah, I could use a boar. I have plenty of boars. I don't know, I like using a goat on this character. I feel like a goat fits him somehow. That noise the orc made was funny. Oh, here's the camp, I'm guessing. No, that's west. I need to go east. Also known as the other west. Wait, I used a potion? Oh, I pressed R. Oops. There I go, just wasting one of my 25 premium potions. Oh, it'll be south, though. It's like east of where I am and south, so also known as southeast there. That was a nice minor ballad. Okay, so there should... Yeah, this camp, I'm guessing. Oh, here, I've been here multiple times because I kept thinking, you all might remember, I kept like thinking I had to go there. Question is, how do we get there? Wait, there's a passage through here. That's probably it. Yep, poisoners and masters. That is exactly what I was looking for. And we gotta examine the orc corpse. Many worrisome corpses. Stench of death is strong. Well, there's also that. I don't even know what to call it. There's that. Faint odor of poison? Oh, the bottle had a faint odor of poison, okay. I feel like this whole place would make the entirety of Moria reek with poison. Whatever poison smells like. Are these, like, organs? Or what are they? I don't know what they could be other than something like organs. I also have to wonder how I can smell a faint odor of poison when there's like a giant poison pool next to me. Now I can't even smell anything. Or use that. I think I'll use my bubble to be safe. We'll get through this thing eventually. Gotta destroy the totem since they're slowing me so much. Oh, that guy has like 9 health. Wow. Does this damage you? Does not. Looks like it should. Oh, there's actually a corpse in the middle of this. Wonderful. I guess I'm going to have a bottle with a faint odor or poison on him too. Okay, so what all do I need here? More brewing stations. And then I need search more corpses, another orc leader, and defeat more defilers. The only thing about defilers is they have the totems. So they slow you. They're a tiny bit of an annoying thing. Oh, statue head. That looks like that'd be a quest. Oh, yep, there's that home quest. This might be going out of the immediate vicinity for the quest, but I feel like it'll loop back around, although I'm guessing it won't at this point, but we'll see. At first I was thinking it would loop back around, but I think from here it will not. And this is a totally different area. Oh, there's an upstairs. That would be probably where I need to go. It doesn't look any more pretty. Wow, they did build a high dive for that pool though. Go ahead and get my bubble going. And there's a defiler somewhere here. Oh, got a deed done. I have no idea what deed it was, but got virtue XP. Maybe Orc Slayer? Could I have already gotten that done? I might have. Oh yeah, here's the sickly grunts. Remember I targeted them earlier? I was wondering how to get them because they looked like they were for quest area. Well, here they are. We probably want the cap. Oh, that's medium armor. I thought I did not have a red border around it. Well, and I will take the one that's worth a couple more silver. And I have more corpses to search. Otherwise, I believe that is it. So just 2 more corpses. And then we can get all this gross area. Oh, it shows it on the map. Perfect. Which I'm guessing that it's not upstairs, but I don't see it here. Like, I see this corpse that I've already gotten. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it actually is upstairs. Somehow I expected there to be mobs up here. Now, when I went up to this side, that I just never turned left? Because I only remember the caged-in area being on the right. Here we go. Updated guide for Minstrel. I think my guide for the Minstrel, did I even make one? Minstrel is one that I kept meaning to update But yeah, it's one that could definitely be updated with the trait changes and all the such in update 33, and even some perhaps before that. Okay. I think at this point, I'm not quite done with this zone, but I do think at this point it'll be a good time for me to get wrapped up with this stream here. As far as Zella Malek quests go, though, I am still, wow, 2 away. So I'll have to make sure I find one more quest. Presumably there's an area down there. We did Uzbad, we did Great Hall of Durant. That would be one I'm curious quest-wise, but it doesn't look like there are many. Mezer, Zerej. Oh yeah, maybe those instance quests would count. It's one thing I'm potentially thinking. But yeah, I will go ahead and return to 21st Hall. Might as well just do that. Apparently stretch. So, as we wrap things up, I hope y'all enjoyed the different timing with the stream. A lot earlier for me, but that worked out well for me today. And having a lot of fun with the Minstrel, so there's a good chance my next stream is also going to be on the Minstrel. I'm excited to continue to play this character and get him up when the traits eventually get that Valar cry of the Valar. Oh, I only need one more trait. I didn't even realize since I haven't been putting stuff in this row that I only need one more to get that. So that'll be level 55. I should have enough trait points for that. And that'll be exciting. Also got this new thing over here, which is... Oh, that one can... Wait. Oh, raise the spirit or Court of Salvation improved. Of those. Okay, so you can heal a ally with that, but... that won't impact me too much. I think the, let's see, Cry and Call critical damage would always be nice. There's a small chance that the Coda will not consume ballads. That'll be a really nice one. So yeah, this character is set up, ready to go, ready to continue with Zella Malek, and then probably straight to either Nud Malek. I think Nud Malek comes before Foundations of Stone, and Nud Malek is another zone I am not all familiar with the questing, so it'll be a bit exploration and journey for me. I really don't even know how many quests the zone has, so that is exciting. I think Nud Malek comes before, at least level-wise, comes before Foundations of Stone, though, so that is the tentative plan with this Minstrel. And if I really don't like Foundations of Stone, that there is a little bit of concern with that, just because that is, I don't know, an even darker zone, but not even because of the darkness, it's just all the icky Globs Naga stuff down there. But maybe I'll enjoy it. Yeah, that name sounded familiar for a second, but don't recognize it. That is what's coming up with the Minstrel. So, Zocker, sounds like the early streams are a hit for you, so maybe I can get to doing on weekends. I know I did this for a little bit, but doing earlier streams on weekends when I actually can. I don't know, I could consider like randomly doing a morning stream on a weekday. That would be interesting. But as far as the stream goes, time to wrap it up. Again, if you all enjoyed it, all that we did here in Moria on the Minstrel, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content like the Zocker there. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.